Test, test. Give me 1 second, guys. What's up, notebook? Today is Tesla earnings. It's going to be a big day for the stock market. I will be right back. I got to go grab my headphones. I don't know where they are. I will be right back, guys. Give me 1 second. Bullish or bearish on Tesla earnings? Calls or puts? Let me know. We got about 35 minutes until the earnings report comes out. We're going to get some music going. Let me get the Bluetooth headphones set up. There we go. All right, we got that up. Yeah, for sure. Can y'all hear the music is my question. No, I know exactly what I'm going to do today, Pawn. I got a great idea for it. All right, we got, like I said, we got about 14 minutes. What happened with this message? Hey. Xella. Netflix is currently, so what are you, Tesla is currently at 745. What else do you want me to pull it up here? I could put the SPY up before everybody really joins this, because the earnings report comes out in about like 33 minutes or so. Here's the SPY today. Slight green day for me. Market's been kind of just choppy today, though, man. There's not really any favorable directional trend. No music? Oh, man. Let me fix that real quick. Hold on 1 second. Let me fix this. There you go. Now you should have music. All right, there's Tesla sitting at 745s. All right, let's do a poll here real quick. Bullish or bearish on Tesla? It's Q2 earnings, right? Let me make sure I got this right before. I'm pretty sure it's Q2. We are in the second quarter. You know. All right, so bullish or bearish on Tesla? Q2 earnings. All right. Vote on the poll. The poll is live. We're also going to do a Twitter poll as we do here. We're going to make this poll short and sweet. We're going to make it, what, 4 hours long? And Tesla's up to almost 245 here. I mean, if we look at the progress for Tesla over the last few days. Trying to judge kind of extension here. Here's the last 10 days. And so we're kind of break even. We're slightly green over the last 10 days. So if we have a positive earnings report, do you think the move is already baked in, or what kind of reaction do you think we'll ultimately get from it? AMC gonna gamma pressure. Yeah, where's AMC at right now? But yeah, Tesla is slightly up over the last few days. Man, AMC is pumping. Hey, good. All right, judging from the poll so far, we got 14 votes in the last minute. Tesla bull, 64%. 36% said they're bearish. So mostly bullish anticipation for this, huh? Vote on the poll on Twitter, if you will, as well. It definitely helps. We certainly appreciate it. There's the Twitter poll. Open it up in a new tab if you can. If FOMC announces 75 basis points, the market has already accounted it. There will not be any news nor economic indicators until September. The market expects the CPI inflation numbers to go down as oil price goes down, hence bull. Okay, understandable, reasonable theory there. And, we'll see what happens. Should be a fun day. Like I said, we got about 30 minutes. Might take a little bit. We'll generally get like at least 300 people here for these big earnings releases. We'll see though. Hey, what's up, Mozart? I'm going to post this to our Discord as well. See what our Twitter poll was doing. So far, 11 votes, 63.6% are bearish, 36.4% are bullish on our Twitter poll. What's the actual earnings call? Let me see. 5:30. So it's at 5:30. So it is 3:30 now. So it's about 2 hours is when the actual earnings call is going to be. But we're going to stick around and stream it. It's okay. Yeah, it's at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. So we got about 2 hours before that starts. Earnings calls at 5:30. Yes, very good day. 10 round trips on Apple. Nice, man. And we might trade a little bit right now. Should I buy this AMC dip? I could. Should we? We'll poke around here. 25, 50, 75. We dipped down to 750. I'll keep adding. I'll take maybe a 200 or 300 share position of AMC here. $100 shares right now of AMC. 5-minute pullback looks nice. We'll buy into it. Might need some more here, actually. We're going to scale into maybe like a 200 share position. We'll keep this 125. And if it keeps dropping down to 750, we'll add to it. We'll give ourselves maybe like a $50 or $60 loss, stop loss under 1750. And so, yeah, we'll see what happens. I like SoFi. I like the idea of it. It just, we'll see if it's too early. I like the idea. I think SoFi is a great long-term bet, but it also needs to be one where it's not like, it's not a sure thing. And I think we have to look at it like that. But I do like the technology. I like the idea of it. Would you buy some SPY puts with Tesla earnings report just in case? I mean, I could, especially with how extended the market is, man. I mean, if we look at the SPY, just real quick, we look at the SPY. It's at 395s here. It's rebounded really nicely over the last few days. And so, you know, I think we got to judge market extension as well. Let me know what you guys think. All right, we're going to keep adding the dip. We're in 150 now. We also have this kind of, I can't help but see this symmetrical triangle like wedge pattern here in the broader market. You know, it's just too obvious. Or in Tesla, I mean, it's too obvious. But I think this is just, what this pattern right here is actually telling us is we're indecisive and neutral, you know, which is going to happen ahead of a lot of big earnings reports. You know, we'll see. Tesla under VWAP. Again, bullish or bearish. Let me see. AMC at 1750s. We're holding 150 shares of that or so. All right, got a little rebound in Tesla and AMC. Hey, what's up, Lamont? Are you playing Tesla? Option wise, yes. But we'll see if we get it, you know. Where are you, beginner trader, Michigan? No, not anymore, man. I'm at home. Yeah. Yeah, I'm at home. I'm in Houston, Texas. All right, we're letting this consolidation happen on AMC. Yeah, like I said, vote on the poll right now. We got 40 votes in about 9 minutes. We got 59% of Tesla bulls. Again, vote on our Twitter poll as well if you can, and give us a follow on Twitter. We definitely appreciate it. Been to Cali. Oh, nice. Yeah, we my mother-in-law lives in Bridgman, Michigan. Hey, what's up, Fonz? How you doing, man? We're in AMC. We're gonna let this bounce. Tesla currently sitting at 744s. Full earnings call is actually going to be at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. If they report good, I'll buy one share. Hey, good luck, dude. Tesla pulling back some. It's at 740s. Again, I can't help but notice this symmetrical triangle-like pattern here. Hey, nice, Fonz. Or the earnings calls at 5:30. I mean, not 4:30, 5:30. 5:30 Eastern. So it's in about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. The actual earnings report is going to be released at 4 p.m. or sometime after 4 p.m. Usually it's like 15 minutes after the bell. But yesterday with Netflix, they released it like as soon as after hours started, right at 4 on the dot. They came out. All right. I guess I could have bought more. Maybe I should buy more. See if we get a little pullback to 1060 or 1760. I'll add some more to this. What, like maybe another 100 shares? All right, that's 250. Let the pop happen. Cut it, maybe add back on a dip. TQQ calls for Tesla earnings. I'm a bull again. All right, well, if you're a bull, do you, man? Let's see what they look like. All right, let me get out my mailing list and send this out. Man, AMC just flying up here. Look at 1760s right now. Nice little green day for me. I mean, we're green today. But man, Tesla just completely sideways right now. AMC just ramping up, man. Look at this. Stock options with some Mozart. Lost 1,500 on puts. Hey. Wait, you can trade what until 415? All right, we're about to send out our newsletter as we do, guys. If you want to be a part of this newsletter, we've got hundreds and hundreds of people that get this newsletter every day. If you want to be a part of that, check out beginnertrading.net/members. And you can sign up. Everything's free. We don't charge a penny for anything. All of our content is free. And so just becoming a member is just a way to help support us. Join the email newsletter. Help see more of our content. There's the link if you want to check it out. Tesla, big layoff. The earnings may be a little off. You think so? Put options is what you're voting for? High performance? If we look at the poll, we got about 53 votes. 60% are bullish. Tesla bears are 41%. Again, follow me on Twitter. It's at Beginner Trades. Is my Twitter handle. At Beginner Trades. AMC still ramping up. Should have bought more. All right, guys, we got about 16 minutes until the earnings report is released. It should be kind of crazy once it happens. But hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell as we lead to this. How's the market going to respond to this, I guess, is the real question. Yeah, AMC is going absolutely crazy right now. All right, guys. Market dipping down a little bit. AMC still running up nicely here. Earnings report is going to go live after 4 p.m. sometime. It depends. It all varies what time they actually drop the report. Again, it's kind of like sometimes they drop it early. Sometimes they drop it late. Yesterday for Netflix, just as an example, they dropped it like on the dot at 4 p.m. Like as soon as 4 p.m. hit, every news source in the game had Netflix earnings report ready. Big release. Same thing with Tesla. Tesla is a big release. All right, we're starting to push up. Tesla is at 743s. 743s here. And you got about 14 minutes until the actual earnings report happens. Less people working, higher earnings. They make more money, but sell less cars. Yeah. Cup and Handle trying to form there on AMC. All right, guys, dipping down to the VWAP here. So is AMC. USEA. All right, guys, 13 minutes. Y'all hit that like button as well. We got 17 likes. We could do better than that. I heard 4:30. I hope they report before 4:15. Well, yeah, usually Mozart, the way it kind of goes is we're kind of in the early stages now. We'll get more people here, but the way it usually goes is what happens is the report comes out sometime after 4 p.m. And so we know it's going to come out sometime after 4 p.m. Sometimes it's released immediately, and then sometimes it lags a little bit, maybe until like 4:15, 4:30. Usually it's earlier before that, but it can be any of those times. And as soon as 4 o'clock passes, we're going to be watching for that earnings release. As soon as we get it, we're going to drop it here, and you'll basically find out what happens as soon as it comes out. But yeah, it'll be we got at least 12 minutes before the closing bell, and then the earnings will happen. All right, guys, AMC bouncing up again, but it's so choppy here. Everybody's just kind of pre-earnings, getting their positions up. But again, vote on the poll, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. We're checking our Twitter poll as well. I mean, again, I like Tesla, but I think that is Tesla still a growth company? I guess that's the real question. Is Tesla still a growth company? I guess is the real question here. And I don't know. It could go either way. My hand will be on the SPY contracts, puts or calls, depends on Tesla. Well, just remember, man, listen, you can't buy calls or puts after the closing bell. So you can only buy options pre-earnings or pre-closing bell, right? I think Pawn said something about you could trade SPY options up until 4:15, which is honestly kind of dope. I didn't know you could do that, which is really nice. And so basically, if the Tesla earning report drops right at 4 p.m., that'll give you maybe 15 minutes to day trade the earnings call from Tesla after the closing bell, which is kind of a rare thing for you to day trade options with Tesla after the closing bell. And again, that's kind of a rare thing. We'll see how it goes, but like again, you can trade SPY and SPY options up to 4:15 after the closing bell, according to Pawn. And if that's the case, then again, that gives you maybe a 15-minute window, and that's assuming that the Tesla report drops like Netflix's yesterday, which was right on the dot at 4 p.m. Eastern, right at the closing bell. The Netflix earnings came out, and so that's assuming that Tesla does the same thing, which I don't know if it's even safe to assume that, Tesla calls up 13%. What a time to be alive, eh? What a time, man. What a time. We got 10 minutes, guys. 10 minutes into their earning report comes out. And yeah, wish us luck, guys. We'll see what we get. What about TQQQ? Can you trade TQQQ options up to 4:15? Can you do that as well, or is it just SPY? Is it any of the variations of inverse variations or, other ETFs, or is it just SPY? On ETFs? Okay, got you, Matthew. I didn't know that, man. I really didn't know you could trade ETFs up until 4:15. Yeah, I really didn't know that. Nice green day for me here. AMC just ripping up. TQQQ. Luckily, I sold my other Q option, my TQQQ option. I sold it at 10 a.m. this morning. I lost $12.50. I could even show you the P&L for it now. But yeah, we sold it. We're not holding anything now. TBLT ramped up to 5/18 and then came right back down. So hey, shout out to my man who was talking about TBLT today, Bruce. Angry Bruce, I'm gonna start calling him. But hey, everybody that called it out, good call. Nice job. I think flew today, just flew. Most of the ETFs. Got you. All right, guys, listen, 8 minutes. AMC still down to 1760s. Let's look at the SPY here, because again, we could buy SPY options if they look good enough here. Again, 8 minutes, guys, 8 minutes. Angry Bob spot, yeah, a good way to scalp quick on big bullish bear moves on earnings that drop right at 4. Right, exactly. That's what at least I'm anticipating here. We'll see how it goes. Dude, I have a lot of fun with these thumbnails, man. I just try to make them literally. I told somebody my strategy for thumbnails before. I really try to make them as cringy as I possibly can, so I look absolutely ridiculous. So it makes people laugh and they click on it. Like, look at this one, man. Like, this is a work of art right here, bro. Look at this. That is a work of art right there, man. Best thumbnail, definitely top 3 best thumbnail makers in the world right now. But yeah, Tesla's at 740s. SPY is at 395s. All right, guys, 6 minutes. 6 minutes. The earnings are going to come out, and the market is going to go absolutely crazy. What is y'all predict? What's your prediction on Tesla earnings? Again, good, bad, positive, negative reaction, calls, puts. Let me know. All right, so SPY pulling back a little bit, correcting a little bit ahead of the earnings. Does somebody know something that we don't? Does somebody know something that we don't? SPY's down to 394.80s here. Tesla down to 742. So, hey. Do people know something that we do not, guys? Market dropping big. Right before the closing bell. We got 5 minutes, guys. 5 minutes. Again, we might try to day trade Tesla options or SPY options off of the Tesla price action right at the closing bell. Pawn just told me about it. Let's just hope I don't get stuck. Let's just hope I don't get stuck. Am I going to get stuck in options today, guys? Let me know. Should we get a poll on that? Bear will confirm a long-term bear flag. Have a habit of outperforming expectations, but in this case, I'm not so sure. That's right. Hey. Daily bear flag breakout Tesla. Tesla will miss. Chips were down. Their plant closed and they made layoffs. Plus, secondhand car sales are up big time. Oh, I believe it, man. Dude, a freaking 94 Toyota Tacoma running like 40K right now. What are people thinking? Dude, I see them on Facebook Marketplace, bro. What are people thinking right now, dude? You know, who's going to buy a Toyota Tacoma for 30K right now, bro? I will Uber everywhere before I spend 30K on a Toyota. Tacoma, that is. You know, I'll buy a Tundra for 30, 40K. You know, it's nice enough, especially the new Tundras. The new Tundras are dope. But am I going to spend freaking 30K on a 94 Toyota Tacoma? Absolutely not, man. Everything's in a bubble right now. Real estate, inflation is causing ridiculous prices everywhere. And I like Toyotas. I got a Toyota, okay, just to clarify. I'm not anti-Toyota over here, but like, sheesh, man. There's always a must surprise. Hey, that there is. 4 minutes, guys. 4 minutes. Good luck today, team. We'll see what we get. It should be fun. You know, it should be fun. Vote on the poll right now. Let us know. Hit that like button. Dude, to be honest, I haven't checked my Squeeze app downloads in like 3 months. Let me check it. All right, guys. Tesla under VWAP. Bro, what? All right, guys. Tesla bounced it up a little bit. SPY bounced it up a little bit too. Good luck, guys. 2 days, 2 minutes. Elon also cashed out loads because he knows the stock would fail. I mean, we've had some interesting purchases coming in here, but again, I'm waiting to see what happens with this symmetrical triangle that we got going on. 2 minutes, guys. 2 minutes into the earnings report. Again, let us know if you think Tesla will perform well or not. SPY down. All right, guys, we're going to pull back on the SPY. We're down to 394.70s. We got less than a minute. We're pulling up all our different news sources right now to see when everything comes out. Tesla's definitely trending on Wall Street. And again, earnings are going to be announced sometime after market close today, according to Benzinga. And so, hey, we'll see what we get, guys. We'll see what we get. Good luck if you're holding something. Again, we're also going to pull the SPY. Let me detach everything here. There we go. We might also F around. What's some put options? All right, there's the closing bell, guys. Or closing bell's in 20 seconds. I'm sorry. A little bit premature there. All right, Board A Yacht Club. Hey, let's see what's. Yeah, I saw the new Tundra. It's dope, man. It looks cool. Good earnings for Tesla will bring the market down. Investors taking profit. I don't know, man. I don't think so. I think the market will probably go up with it, but we'll see. Less than a minute, and the Tesla earnings are going to be live. All right, there's the closing bell. There's the closing bell. From what I'm seeing from my multiple different platforms, no report yet. No report yet. Waiting for the report to come out, guys. Anything yet? Anything? Anybody know? Nothing yet. Waiting for the report. So it's not Netflix. Netflix basically dropped that ish as soon as it came out. As soon as the closing bell rang, Netflix dropped their earnings report. So nothing yet. You also see the big reaction in Tesla. Come on, man. Drop it so I can play some options on the SPY as we do it. Come on. Should I sell? I don't know, man. Good luck. All right, team. Nothing out yet. Still waiting here. 4:10 p.m. Brandon Styles, what the heck are you talking about, bro? I'm not even gonna say any of that stuff. I'm just gonna hide it because I don't know, man. That seems iffy. Like you're almost like you're checking to see what you can spam or something like that. Just kind of strange, bro. Maybe you're using Touch for Talk and it just said some weird stuff, bro. All right, guys. Nothing yet. Nothing yet. Still waiting. Waiting for the Tesla numbers here. Some people are saying Joel or JB is saying 4:10. Market time 4:10. So we'll see. Hey, hit the like button. Hit the notification bell. All right, team. Nothing yet. Still waiting. Tesla currently at 741. It's a little disappointed, but that's okay. We can always just buy the SPY directly if we really want to play the earnings release. Should I? Let me know. Nothing yet. Nothing yet. Still waiting. Double checking just to make sure it doesn't happen as soon as we look away. SPY moving up a little bit at 395s right now. 395s. All right, nothing. Oh, there we go. Okay, so the report is live here, guys. The report is live. It looks like at least something happened. Huge move here. Yeah, the report is live. Give me 1 second. We will drop this. Tesla, rip it up to 745s. Rip it up to 745s. And so we will have time to trade the earnings. It should be out right now. This means it's out. It's got to be, right? I'm not seeing it yet. I don't update it on Benzinga or on TOS. But a huge rip for Tesla. So either somebody just took a big boy position or the earnings report is out. Still waiting, guys. Nothing yet. Nothing out yet here. So big spike, but no actual earnings report out yet that I'm showing here. Still waiting. Refreshed everything multiple times. Nothing yet. Just kind of hanging out. Got a big candle, but no actual price action. I got excited for a second, but not out yet. Let's see. We're gonna duplicate. All right, so Tesla making some power moves up to 750 here. No actual earnings yet. Checking the chat rooms everywhere else to make sure I'm not missing it, but it doesn't look like I am. Okay, so 195 versus estimate of 185. So better than expected results. 195 versus an estimate of 285 according to Squawk. 16.934 billion in revenue versus 17.39 billion in revenue. So a little bit lower than expected revenue, but higher EPS. They showed EPS of 195. Yeah, here's the full numbers here. So these were the actual release numbers. Again, if you guys want to see it, here is the release. Second quarter EPS of 227, beat 191. Estimate sales of 16.93 billion, missed the 17.39 billion estimate. So these are good. Let's see about SPY call options here if we can buy them. What about a nice, cool... buying some TQQQ call options here. If I can hurry up and get this. Oh crap. Here. Can I use a market order for this? No? Okay. Is it gonna fill me though? Do I have to change EXT? Yeah, that'd be a terrible fill. I'm just not catching anything here. I'm trying to buy it, but no fills. Huge rip for Tesla up to 771s here. We're still reporting everything as it happens, guys. They reported second quarter and total production of 258,580. 258,580, guys. So pretty big numbers here for Tesla. Second quarter total production. We're going to put all the full list here down at the bottom. Finding all of this information from Benzinga here. You can see all of it right there. We're still reporting the rest of it. Total deliveries is 254. Again, we're dropping all of this data here as we speak. Still dropping this here. Here's the full numbers right there. Tesla up to 775, ramping up here. Huge move. We're going to buy a little bit of the TQQQ, I guess, since we can. 25, 50 shares, 75, 100 shares of the TQQQ, maybe 200. We might actually correct some, so we'll just cap it at 250 or at 150. Again, we're still dropping everything as it happens. They said that making progress on the industrialization of the Cybertruck, which is currently planned for Austin production subsequent to the Model Y ramp up. And yeah, so here's the full numbers, and then we're actually going to make a scrolling banner here for the rest of the data that comes out, just so you guys can see it. The actual earnings call is later on today. We're on 175. We're going to go ahead and take 200 shares of the TQQQ. And again, we're dropping all the full numbers here on the bottom of the screen. On the scroller on the bottom, you should see and making progress on the industrialization of the Cybertruck, which is currently planned for Austin production subsequent to the Model Y ramp. They said that the quote, over a multi-year horizon, we expect to achieve 50% average annual growth in vehicle deliveries. All right, so these are kind of mixed results. So yeah, we're losing $20 or so on the TQQQ buy in this dip here. We'll take 300 shares maybe. See if we get a little bit more of a rip out of this. This is just kind of a pre-market trade. Yeah, Tesla flying up. Hey, let's see if we bounce at 770. Nice initial reaction here. TQQQ over 30, but yeah, Tesla ramp it up to 774s. We got the full earnings call. See what the market does, how the market reacts to everything here. All right, let me check to see when the actual earnings call for Tesla is. I believe it's going to be at yeah, we're going to hold this maybe for a day or two for the TQQQ. I believe the Tesla earnings call is going to be at 5:30 Eastern, but let me check just to be sure. I believe it's going to be at 5:30 Eastern, but let me check. All right, so there's the 2022 July 20. Yeah, so it's going to be at 5:30 Central Standard Time. This is going to be what it is. All right, so in about an hour and 18 minutes is when the full earnings call is going to be. How about crypto trading right now? Guys, how do I clear more space in my computer, bro? I bought like a I bought like an external hard drive, but all right, so Tesla dipping down here. Will it bounce after these numbers? Will it bounce? Again, here's the full Tesla numbers right here. You can read the bottom chart. This is all brought to you by Benzinga, and you can try Benzinga out completely free for 2 weeks without even needing a CC number by checking out the link in the description for Benzinga. Yeah, Elon wasn't born in the U.S., Joe. Unfortunately, he can't be president, sir. Hey, good luck. Tesla just closed the gap. Yeah, man, huge rip for Tesla here. Again, let's look at like a 15-minute chart. Tesla's doing pretty well. We got this top up here. So it filled the entire gap since basically since the 8th of July. Filled the entire gap, went all the way up to 778, which is where that previous high was. Tapped it, and now we're kind of pulling back some here. This is just a glitch, it seems, unless they said something really, really bad, which I guess would be plausible, but this looks like a glitch. Brash reaction here. If we're looking at crypto, Bitcoin is all the way down to under 23.5. It's on a 23.18 right now for Bitcoin. Why do you think Bitcoin dropped because of this? Any reason for this? I mean, Bitcoin recently dropped, in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In the last 10 minutes since this announcement. What's the sympathy? What is the sympathy for this? Like, why is Bitcoin reacting so negatively to Tesla good earnings? Doesn't really make sense unless some big whale sold some positions. Yeah, AMC's flying. I walked away to Elon took profit. Hey, all good. And again, we're in the TQQQ. This is a little bit longer term trade, so I don't mind losing 40 or 50 bucks and kind of adding to it. I might add one more 25 share position to get a little bit better average. And then if we lose here, it's all good, But we're going to hold this and see if we get a little pop after the initial dip. USEA. Yeah, what's AMC doing? I mean, Tesla kind of reacting down now from the initial pump that it made. TPLT also flew today. TPLT went crazy. The Q's starting to come back up. But we'll see what happens. There you go. There's a green candle. Let's see if we start to get some big bullish action here. AMC at 1750s in pre-market right now. All right, so Tesla challenge continue due to global supply chain disruptions is what they're saying. All of this is about. They said over Bitcoin futures are moving lower. This is the reason why, according to Benzinga here. Just kind of reporting on some of the stuff Benzinga's showing us. Bitcoin futures move sharply lower. Tesla says as of the end of the second quarter, we have converted approximately 75% of our Bitcoin purchases into fiat currency. Conversion in quarter two added 936 million of cash to our balance sheet. That is the reason Bitcoin is down. Okay, so that makes actually perfect sense. So basically, Tesla said they sold 75% of their Bitcoin and they converted it to fiat currency. And so with that, Bitcoin is dropping. Bitcoin is down to 23.1K for Bitcoin. And so, yeah, Bitcoin dropped with that because, again, Tesla came out saying they basically sold 75% of their Bitcoin and converted it to fiat, which is, US dollar. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Bitcoin just bounced back up to 23.2. Let's see if it gets over there and holds. Tesla kind of consolidating right now at about 755 or so. Sales of 16.93 billion, missed the 17.39. So a narrow miss, I would say, in terms of sales numbers. Good EPS, narrow miss in sales. Total production was okay. And yeah, we'll see what we get, guys. All right, guys, Tesla up there. TQQ at 29.7s. Bitcoin fell all the way back down to 23K, guys, 23K. Yeah. Had to see Tesla going way down. Hey, it's starting to, man, for sure. And again, if we want to look at like the S&P's reaction to it, it's mostly bearish. Again, though, Tesla kind of holding up here. We got some down wicks. Again, we'll see what we get. We'll see what we get from it. TBLT's kind of ripping up in pre-market though. Look at TBLT. I mean, it's going. What else do we have tomorrow? We got Snapchat earnings, right? Something like that. TBLT ripping up. Big short squeeze play. Here's the SPY. SPY at 394s. 394s. Elon's feeling super bad. I don't trust this beat. Hey. I wouldn't hold Tesla stock. All right, guys. So getting a little bit of a rebound for Tesla up to 758s. I know you guys want me to stream the full earnings call. Should I stream the full earnings call, I guess? SPY dipping down pretty heavily here. Tesla actually started to bounce back up. Something else must be following it up with sympathy. And I guess we're going to cut our TQQQ trade. Tesla looks like it's bouncing up. What's dragging the market down with it? Tesla back up to 758, so that's good. Yeah, if I don't stream it, I'm at least gonna link it for sure. Who has two tholds holding Tesla? This guy. Hey, good luck. You got a little bit of a rebounding action here for Tesla. Back up to 760s here. So we'll see if it starts to rip. There's 762s. It's all close down our shares of Tesla, push the stock down. Why? Yeah, we're at least going to link it, though, boiler up. Don't worry, bro. I mean, we could probably stream it if you guys want. I mean, we still got to wait here about an hour and 10 minutes. You know, that's the only thing. The problem is, like, we might stream it. How about this? We'll stream the call. Watching Bitcoin right now. Bitcoin's at 23.04, so Bitcoin's been falling. Bitcoin is probably the biggest loser in this Tesla earnings report. Bitcoin's probably the biggest loser in this because, again, the reason Bitcoin is the biggest loser in this is because Tesla basically reported that they sold 75% of their Bitcoin reserves. All right, guys, we're switching this chat over to subscriber only mode. Subscribers of any time length can chat. Anytime length can chat. So, hey, hit that subscribe button if you want to talk to us. If you're just now joining us, I'm going to sell my channel real quick. Everything we do here is free. We don't sell anything. We don't charge for anything. We don't claim to be experts. We don't act like gurus. We give everything away for free. We cover all the stock market news every single day. We day trade a $30,000, 120,000 buying power account at the opening bell live every weekday morning for free without claiming to be an expert while we trade it. And we don't charge a penny for any of our content. And so if you're there at home and it's your first time here, hit the subscribe button. We'll be live tomorrow morning starting at 5:30 Eastern. We're starting at 5:30 Central Standard Time. 6:30 Eastern, we stream all the way past the opening bell and trade live, show you all our trades, talk about our strategies, all that good stuff. And so if you appreciate it, hey, take the time, hit the subscribe button. We appreciate you. Hey, what's up, Twitch? Yeah, good day, Zan. Cry about it, bro. You know. Anyways, SPY started to bounce back up. So have y'all seen Tesla today? How about Tesla? What about Tesla today? SPY started to rebound big. Again, do you think Tesla ends green this week after this earnings report? I mean, we're up nicely from it. It bounced back from the 760 level. And so it's possible. We hold these gains. Do you think it holds, guys? I guess it's the real question. Hey, what's up, DW? Green for sure. Vote on the poll, man. We got about 300 votes on the poll. Bullish or bearish? 61% of you are bullish. I think some of y'all voted after the poll started. Or after the earnings were released. But again, let me know if you guys think it'll hold. Again, we're in sub-only mode right now. So you got to subscribe for any period of time. And you can support the beautiful stream we got going on here. And Apple, Google, yeah, starting to correct a little bit. Tesla's actually holding pretty nicely at 760. So I think we're going to hold our TQQQ trade at least overnight. At least listen to the earnings call that's going to happen and see if everything else goes up. I mean, I know Bitcoin's falling, and that's making everybody scared of crypto right now. But we're at least probably going to hold it until later. And again, we could also stream the actual earnings call later on today. And so we could just wait the hour and then hit the stream button again. Tesla falling down a little bit. It's at 756 right now. 756. Doge looking kind of attractive. What is Dogecoin at right now? Bitcoin under 23K as well. Doge down to 7.8%. Down to 7 cents, guys. 6.8 cents for Dogecoin. Not a pretty chart, personally, for me. Not a pretty chart. You know, here is Dogecoin. You look at Dogecoin over there in like a 15-minute chart. Good. Looks good over the last, week or so. You look at daily chart. Doge is looking pretty rough, man. Back since October of last year. Doge has done pretty bad over the last year. It's down really big. So, we'll see what happens with it moving forward. It is pretty cheap. I do agree. And maybe there's some value there. Let me go. Do you think Dogecoin is a buy right now, guys? Let me know. Bearish, McTavius. Tesla selling Bitcoin isn't helping. Yeah, for sure. I think it's actually a really good poll to do. So we got a poll on our Twitter right now. We're going to ask this one on Twitter. And it's a really good poll. With the price of Doge dropping all the way down under 7 cents, is there value in a buy here? Let me know. We are now popping back up to 758. 758's here. Making a 1 day long poll, I guess. Well, what happened? Also, guys, we're in subscriber only mode while we're hanging out here. So hit that subscribe button if you haven't. The actual earnings call, again, is going to be at 5:30, so in about an hour. Ivan says Tesla's around the upper bound on a big pick. I think we are retesting and successfully go to the moon. Hey, I hope so, man. Again, I'm holding, what are we holding right now? We're holding about 300 shares of the TQQQ. And so, you know, I'm hoping Tesla moves up, and with that, we get some bullish action on the Q, and that drags it up. Q's currently sitting at 302. The TQQQ is sitting at 2970s, and so we're in that one. We'll probably hold it at least until the day is up. And so, yeah, we'll see. Have you been green or red this week, guys, with the big earnings that have happened? Green or red this week? And again, if you're finding that you can't chat, just hit the subscribe button. Listen, we're not one of those sleazy gurus. We don't try to act like we know everything. If anything, I'm not an expert. I've been trading for over 5 years, though. And, you know, we trade a, 120,000 buying power account every day at the opening bell without claiming to be an expert. That's why we're called beginner trading. Everything's free. We don't sell anything or charge a penny for any of our content. Even membership, you don't really get anything extra to become a member except for these coveted, beautiful emojis that everybody knows they love. And with that said, hit the subscribe button, guys. You want to. Just try it one time, Green this week. Tesla coming down to 650. What's up, Cap? Is NIO reacting to Tesla earnings? It almost certainly is. I mean, Tesla is going to affect the entire EV landscape, and you can see how it's very similar price action. Most large cap stocks follow each other. So you see Tesla, big green, pull back, small bounce. So it is following it. It's not, of course, making the big parabolic, candlesticks that we're seeing here with all this crazy upward pressure, but we're still reacting to it. It's still basing it off of sympathy. NIO, most of the other large caps are going to react. I'm sure Mara and Riot are down. Yes. I am sure we got companies like GeoEV that are up. Maybe not. It doesn't look like GeoEV followed it. Rivian is probably going to go up at least a little bit. So we at least got the initial reaction from the Tesla earnings. And most of the other EV companies, man, it's been a while since I've heard Mullen, and wow, Mullen is barcoding at 109 right now. Interesting. It's been a good week. McTavius, what's up, Joe? Hey, Green, good for you, bro. Happy for you, man. Here's the SPY. Here's the Q. Just kind of sitting back waiting here. Oh, man. Tesla still at 750s. Q still at 302s. Mullen loves the barcode. The market is not even moving off of this temporary bullish. Carnival Cruise dropped $1. Man, what happened? Is this earnings? This got to be earnings related, no? Let's check it out. CCL. Yeah, so Carnival Corp's $1 billion offering priced at $9.95 to $10.50 per share. So it's just offering news. They announced a $1 billion stock offering for CCL. So yeah, CCL has an offering. If you don't know what an offering is, there's multiple different types of offerings. The main one that people know about is called an IPO. It's initial public offering. It's the first time companies are selling shares in the public market. But then there's also secondary offerings, which are basically dilution. In order for a company to offer more shares, they need to add more shares to the overall float of that stock, thus diluting the company to a certain extent. And so, they sell shares at a specific offering price. In this case, with Carnival Cruise specifically, the offering price was $9.95 to $10.50 per share. And so initially, when we're up at 11.20s, when they announced this offering, you can see Carnival correcting all the way back down to around the offering price. Usually, it's going to be a little bit lower to a certain extent. And also, offerings are usually going to bolster a negative market response because it is technically dilution. And yet, Carnival Cruise just announced a $1 billion offering. And so it's at 1037s right now. Tesla starting to fall back down. Here's the SPY itself. 394s. Hey, what's up, CT? I think the market is waiting for the report to come out. Report's already out, Miguel. If you guys are not live right now, hit the live button next to the play button on your monitor. But yeah, the report's already out, sir. If you want to know the numbers, these are the numbers right here. Second quarter EPS of 227 beat 191 estimate. Sales of 16.93 billion missed the 17.39 billion estimate. Reports of second quarter 2022 total production came in at 258.58 thousand. I don't know if I said that right. 254.695 for total deliveries. And Tesla coming back down here, guys. Falling a little bit. Again, we are in sub-only mode, so hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Will be interesting if Musk talks the upcoming year expectations or has someone else do it. Yeah, what I think I'm gonna do, guys. We got less than an hour, and so I'm probably just gonna stick it out. We're gonna hang out here. We're gonna cover the earnings call when it goes live. We're just gonna stick it out. Yeah, hit the like button. It feels great. Everybody's doing it. I heard everybody was trying it. Just try one time, see how it feels. Just the tip. Hit that subscribe button, guys. Just tap it real quick. See what happens. That's because they sold $1 billion in Bitcoin to prevent going negative. Yeah, the reason Bitcoin is down, guys, again, Tesla announced that they sold 75% of their Bitcoin reserves, immediately dropping the price of cryptocurrencies as a whole. Specifically, Bitcoin is probably the biggest drop from this. And if we look at Bitcoin here, Bitcoin not doing that hot. Down 4.5% on the day. So far today, current price of Bitcoin is about 23.1 thousand here. So here's Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is certainly negatively reacting to this after Elon Musk basically unloaded his shares, sold his Bitcoin reserves. 75% of them to be specific here, and I think that's not good. United Airlines missed earnings on cost of jet fuel, but says future demand is very strong. All right. Yeah, UAL down to 40s. SPY, Q, both kind of slowly dropping. Weird Q, Twilight Zone music. Hey. All right, we're getting a little bit of a bounce here. Let's look at where the previous closing price is set. 736.50s. Tesla may dump tomorrow when people realize the balance sheet showed the $1 billion in positive cash flow. Tesla is about to sink. Hey, yes, sir. Again, we are in sub-only mode, so if you want to help support your boy here, hit that subscribe button. We do this live for free every weekday right here. So yeah, revenue missed, EPS beat expectations. Bitcoin was sold. 75% of their Bitcoin reserves were sold, and they predict record-breaking second half. So good guidance, worse than expected revenue. Earnings beat expectations. Bitcoin was sold. 75% of their Bitcoin was sold. So bad Bitcoin, bad for Bitcoin. And the automaker predicts record-breaking half for the second quarter. And so yeah, that's the news for crypto right now. Again, we're gonna stick around here. We got 25 minutes. We also did a poll on Twitter recently, taking inspiration from a question everybody had here. The question is, with the price of Doge dropping all the way down under 7 cents, is there value in a buy here? 54% of the Twitter respondents said buy, 18% said sell, and 9.1% said do nothing. Hey, there you go. You know, Slim. I'm a boat captain. Hey. I will hit that SQQQ tomorrow. So you're basically saying short the market at the open. Miguel says market overall flat. Is there a gap to fill at Invax? Tesla sold Bitcoin for cash flow. Tesla going to sink like the Titanic? We'll see. Sell? Hey, let us know. Again, here's Bitcoin. We're going to just put this up here. Here's Bitcoin right here. So Bitcoin immediately dropped once Elon announced that they sold their Bitcoin reserves. Johnny Trader. What time does Tesla conference call start? It starts at 5:30. Eastern, so in about 54 minutes. Again, we are in sub-only mode, so hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. What baseball games I got coming up? Oh, we got the All-Star Series. I forgot about that, man. I'm slacking, bro. I watched the Derby. I watched the Home Run Derby. I saw the replays of the... I saw Big Papi in the softball game, the celebrity softball game, and then I saw Trevino and what's his name mic'd up doing the pitcher catcher combo. And so I watched some replays from the old All-Star game. Oh, bro, you love to see it, dude. Of course, you're more than welcome to steal it, you know. Yeah, Tesla falling down a little bit now, falling down some. Again, let's see if it continues here. Here's the low of the day. Here's the low of pre-market or after hours right now. Low of pre-market 740s. We're about to break lows. Here, let's see how the market reacts. Just broke lows of pre-market down to 739.70 on Tesla. 739s right now, under 740s, which is a support level. Big drop for Tesla down to 736. Still dropping. See if we bounce here. The previous closing price on the day for Tesla is right at 736.90, right around 737 here. So that's right around that's a pretty big support level. It's a pretty big support level. It's right around the whole dollar of 737. And so right around there. And so again, we're pulling back to that support level now. That's a pretty big level here. A lot of people are going to be watching this. And again, we'll see what happens. We're pulling back to it now. At the very least, we might get an initial abrupt bounce from it, but we'll see. Is there a gap to fill on NVAX at 74? I mean, whether there's a gap to fill or not is subjective. ST. It's subjective. Where's the gap? Tell me what gap you're looking at, and we'll tell you whether there's a gap to fill. Could be on the daily chart is what I'm making. What I think is the biggest assumption here. Or you could be talking about this gap from the drop back on the 14th. In that case, there could be. But again, I mean, there's gaps everywhere. You just got to tell me what gap you're specifically looking at, and I'll tell you whether I think there's a gap to be filled or not. But again, it is subjective. I can make up any reason to find a gap here, but you got to explain to me what gap you're talking about. Like I said, I don't trust that EPS beat. Yeah, it was kind of mixed results here. They had an EPS beat, but they had worse than expected revenue. Bitcoin's probably the biggest loser in this, and Elon came out saying they sold 75% of their Bitcoin reserves, and so that's probably the biggest L from this earnings release, outside of Tesla being slightly red on the day, kind of going green neutral right now, really. Technically green over the previous closing price, but pretty neutral. But yeah, the biggest L in this is Bitcoin, for sure. Getting a little bit of a bounce back. Missed on sales. Next week lower if they hike rate 1%. You think they will? 100 basis points? Yeah, great EPS. So, and again, if you guys are kind of at home and you want to understand what we're looking at, EPS is profitability. And so a better than expected EPS is better than expected profitability. EPS is earnings per share. It's a gauge on how profitable the company is. And so having better than expected EPS means that the company was more profitable than expected. Now, again, I know they opened up some cash reserves by selling 75% of Bitcoin, but it was mixed results. It wasn't great. It wasn't bad. And we're very neutral from this. I mean, we're bouncing back some, which is great. The actual earnings call is going to be in about 48 minutes or so. I got a friend waiting on a Tesla delivery for 6 months. Well, yeah, every car is waiting for a delivery like that. Like, just to put this into perspective, like we recently bought a new car in the last year, and I'm not going to say what kind or anything like that, but like we bought a new car. Originally, we put the order in for the car back last year, and we didn't actually get it. It wasn't actually ready until October of last year. So we recently got this over the last year. What really hasn't been, it took like 6 months, and they increased the price like a lot by the time we got it. And so they're just supply chain problems. That's definitely been a drag on most large cap stocks right now, and really most companies in general. I think supply chain issues are there for sure. And I've watched all the major large cap economic releases and earnings reports, and almost all of them have blamed any miss that they had in terms of earnings, any miss they had, they blamed it on supply chain issues, which again is a very overarching theme that we've seen with most of the major large caps, including Netflix, Disney, everybody, Amazon. We listened to a lot of earnings reports here, and they all blamed issues they had on supply chain problems. And so it's going to take, regardless, you could be buying a Prius and you're still probably going to have to wait for it right now. Yeah, I like Tesla too. I like the cars. Elon's a little bit too political in nature. I don't really like picking sides politically. I disagree with both sides, to be honest. And so, but I like the cars. Cars are dope. If we had room for one, I'd get one, but I don't know if we have room for another car here, to be completely honest. My man. Wonder what goes in a Netflix supply chain. Well, I guess you're probably right. I think Netflix did blame it on supply chain issues. Let me see. Might not have been Netflix though, but Disney certainly did. Amazon certainly did. Obviously, Nvidia did. Yeah, I typed in a Google search. Google search is your friend. How the supply chain is adding to Netflix troubles. So slow smart TV sales is affecting Netflix, and their justification for it is that they're not growing as fast as they once were for Netflix, and the main reason they're blaming on that is because supply chain problems with TVs. Smart TV sales are slowing down. Supply chain issues there are halting that. Inflation is hurting them as well. And so again, I've listened to every major earnings report. They all blame it on supply chain, and I guess to a certain extent it's correct because everything is connected regardless of what type of business, whether it's a software as a service business or whatever it is, whether it's a software or hardware or, mail order, whatever it is, it's all being affected by supply chain problems, unfortunately. That's just the current market we're in. Hey, my man. Yeah, like I said, we're in sub-only mode, guys. We're going to be doing the earnings call. It's going to be live in less than 45 minutes. And so hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. We go live every weekday morning right here for free. And we don't charge a penny for anything. Like I said, I don't want to be a sleazy guru selling courses on content that people can find out there for free. We've been giving it away for free. We've been giving away. We have a free chat room every weekday morning. Free chat room. We've been doing this for years. We give away all of our content for free. We don't charge a penny for any of it. And so somebody else might claim that they're changing the game. We've been doing this for years. Hit that subscribe button, guys. Everything's free. We don't charge for any of our content. We're just a resource and community. We got a lot of really great, talented traders that work with us. And we appreciate the love, guys. Hit that sub button if you haven't already. Getting a little bit of a bounce back here. Here's the SPY itself. Starting to bounce back some. We're at 394s for the SPY. Let's see if we can find a bottom and move up. Be back at 20. Yeah, red box. Hey, Tesla moving back up. It's at 745s here. So we'll see if it holds these gains. Hopefully it does. We'll see. All right, guys, SPY at 394 is, will Tesla hold the green day today? I guess that's the bigger question. We already asked this poll, Tesla bull or bear? Are you bullish or bearish on these earnings? We got bullish and bearish. We got 422 votes. Just to show you guys the results, 55% said they're Tesla bulls on this earnings report. 45% said they're bearish. Now, once this poll is now done, we're going to go ahead and ask another poll here. And the question is, does Tesla hold? Tesla stay green today? During the earnings call. Tesla stay green today during the earnings conference call, yes or no? Vote on the poll. We got the poll live right now. Only Tesla will go up or down, or Bitcoin and the rest of the market will also be affected. Yeah, well, Bitcoin's the biggest loser in all of this, I think, in my opinion. And I think Bitcoin got hurt because again, Elon Musk came out saying they sold all of their Bitcoin reserves, or 75% of them, I should clarify. So they sold a lot of their Bitcoin. And with that, it's definitely a bearish move on cryptocurrency as a whole. cash. They increased their cash balance sheet. Yeah, and it's good for them overall. Again, we did this poll here. Does Tesla stay green today during the earnings conference call? 39% said yes, 59% said no, but it's actually moving really, really quickly. We got 44 votes now. We asked the poll less than a minute ago, and so it's kind of moving pretty quickly. Again, vote on the poll. Let me know what you guys think is going to happen during the Tesla earnings call, whether it's going to cause Tesla to stay green or go red. Again, we're holding some shares. We are holding a few hundred shares of the TQQQ. And so, yeah, we'll see how it goes. They sold their Bitcoin at 29.7K. Yeah. But I don't think it matters where they sold right now currently. I think what matters is that they did sell, and I think that's what's influencing crypto obviously right now. Is that they did decide to sell, unfortunately, and it is what it is. Not good for Bitcoin as a whole, obviously, but we'll see what happens. We got about 40 minutes until the actual earnings call, which we're going to be covering live as we do. All right, guys, Tesla at 745s. Earnings at 5:30. Yeah, so the earnings call is at 5:30. You can see the actual earnings report here. Again, Tesla reported worse than expected revenue, higher than expected, worse than expected revenue, higher than expected EPS, so profitability. And they basically put something out that said they sold most of their Bitcoin reserve, 75% of it to be exact. And so that was kind of what they announced here. All right, we're at 743.50s right now, 743.50s. They could trigger Bitcoin to go to 20K. It's certainly possible. Hey, my man Isaac, what's up, brother? Who got their options clapped today? Who got slapped and clapped today in the options game? Let us know. Be honest, guys. Tesla at 744. We got about 35 minutes before the earnings report. 35 minutes. Tesla pop it up a little bit. It's at 746 right now. 746. Again, we are in sub-only mode. So if you want to be a part of this channel, hit that subscribe button, you guys. You know you want to. Hey, listen, also, if you want to do me a favor, we're almost to 81,000 subscribers. We're almost there. We need 43 subscribers to be exact. We're at 80,957. I'm talking to you right there who's considering, should I subscribe to this annoying guy that keeps saying Tesla over and over again? You should, and I'm going to explain why. Everything we put out there is free. There's a lot of fake gurus out there selling content, selling courses on publicly available content you can find on YouTube for free. Everything we put out there is free. We don't sell anything. Even becoming a member, you don't get anything extra. It's just a way to help support the channel. You do get these emojis, though. It's the one thing we charge for is emojis here, And I'm obviously kidding, but if you want to support this channel here, help us hit 81,000. Hit the subscribe button. Thank you, my man Umar. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you. And help us grow. Again, we day trade a 120,000 buying power account every day at the opening bell live on stream. I don't claim to be an expert. We've been trading for over 5 years. Hit the subscribe button, guys. We certainly appreciate it. I do have fiber right now. I am on fiber optic internet. Y'all want me to do a speed test real quick just to show you guys what fiber optic internet's like? Going on right now. Hopefully it doesn't screw me up. It might. Let me see. Tesla options were $100 can turn into 2,000 in the blink of an eye. 2K can become 100 just as fast. Yeah, for sure. Without Bitcoin, they still beat EPS. All right, our ping is 1 with fiber optic internet. Tesla bouncing back up to 750s here. And I think 750 might be a massive support or resistance area as well. So we're going to see what happens on that front also. Hey, thank you, Trevor T. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you, man. Again, like I said, my big thing is like I just want to be a resource and community. Like in order to morally justify running this community, which does make money, but in order to morally justify it, I got to give everything away for free. Like I don't want to claim to be an expert. I don't want people, I don't want pressure. Like this guy's a guy. Like if I tell everybody I'm an expert, like some super great day trader, and then I have a rough week, everybody's gonna be like, "What the heck, bro? I just spent $1,000 on your course." I don't want that, man. I'd rather just give it away for free. I don't claim to be an expert. I think I'm a good trader, but like, it is what it is. My ping is 1. Y'all want to see it? All right, so we are running. This is my fiber optic internet. Honestly, it was so worth it, bro. This is my upload speed, bro. My upload speed before was 40. It was 40. My upload speed is now 947. My ping is literally 1. Oh, man, look at me. My ping is literally 1. And my download speed is 917. But as a streamer, what matters here is upload. And we're almost running a gig of upload speed. So, hey, shout out to fiber optic internet. I respect that, man. I even looked if you offered a course, and there's nothing. We do offer a course, but it's completely free. You know what I mean? So, like, go to my YouTube videos, go to playlist, and look at. We got 2 courses, really. We got free day trading course, which is kind of basic content, calculating risk rewards, like gaps in trading, all that good stuff, how to find stocks. And then we have an advanced VWAP course, which is really my specialty. The VWAP is something I've been trading for 5 years now. I've traded VWAP every day. I know a ton about it. It's the only indicator I really use on my charting. And, we've got some really advanced VWAP content that kind of gives you a lot of good nuance behind it. If you want more info on that, you can check out the playlist. I'll also, right, exactly, Johnny. That's kind of how I feel too. I also will. Hold on, let me put on some other music here. Give me a second. Yeah, for sure. Look, I'll post this video right here, and this video is on VWAP bounces, which is kind of like the basic VWAP strategy. We just dropped this video. It's part of the free day trading course content. We'll pin it to the top of the page too. There it is right there. We'll put it to the top of the page if anybody wants it. We have an Instagram. I just never use it, bro. I'm mostly Twitter, YouTube, Twitter. Usually my kind of go-tos. We got Discord. We got a free Discord if you want to be a part of that too. You can do !Discord. We got some great traders there that hang out every day. We got about 7,000 Discord members. Hey, well, good luck. Yeah, my buddy had Starlink, man. My buddy got Starlink. My buddy struggled with gaming speed for like years and years. He would never be able to play games with us. He recently got Starlink, and he has great internet now. It's definitely sufficient for like Xbox Live and stuff too. Hey, thank you, Umar. I appreciate you, bro. All right, guys, we got about 30 minutes until the actual earnings call. Tesla dipping down, rejecting at that 750 area. And again, I do want to say I appreciate all the people that subscribed. We certainly appreciate it now. We only need about 30 more subscribers, so hey, hit that subscribe button, guys. Help us grow. Oh, bro, we've been having Discord, bro. We've had Discord for like years, man. Yeah, it's been a while, Isaac. The last time I saw you, bro, you and me bet on some type of football thing where I had to call you something, or you got to call me Tom Brady, and I don't know, you got to call me Patrick or something like that. You and I bet on something, and I ended up winning the football bet, and then I never saw you again, bro. You actually did it. You did let me do it, but John, how much money do you make now from streaming? It's a kind of a slippery slope for me to say, if I'm being completely honest, man. I mean, listen, just to clarify here, okay? I'd like to be like, oh, yeah, I'm streaming out of YouTube out the kindness of my heart, bro. Screw that. I'm in this to make money, dude. Anybody on YouTube's out here to make money. And if somebody tells you they're not, I wouldn't trust them, I am 100% doing this to make money. I'm not spending hours of my day here not to make money. So just to give you a little preface of clarification there. But we make 6 figures running this channel. I'm not going to be exact. I don't need to be, I don't think, but we do well. I do other stuff too, though. I'm a real estate agent. I do software development as well. I've been doing that stuff for a few years also. So, we're comfortable. Hey, thank you, Isaac. I appreciate you, bro. All right, guys. 30 minutes. It's 5 a.m. It's 5 p.m. Netflix is still kind of, or Tesla is still kind of bouncing at VWAP. Hey, you know how, Matt, bro, you wouldn't be the only one, man. The internet is filled with, like, I can't believe you're making money at this thing that you're spending 4 hours plus a day on. I can't believe you would ever think to make money. How dare you ask for subscribers on the thing that growth is directly related to how many subscribers you have? How dare you, sir? You know? Internet's weird, bro. The only people that really get mad about it, though, are people that are struggling, deep down with themselves. Those are the only people that get mad, People that get mad at other people for making money are people that don't have it, Just to clarify, Christopher, I know exactly what to do with regards to pre-market and post-market. I'll explain why. All right. What I was talking about was buying options after 4 o'clock. Okay. I'm not really a huge option trader. We trade some options. But like, I'm not a huge option trader, so it's like, I didn't know that you could buy ETF SPY options after 4. I never knew that. I never traded options. I'm not really an option trader. There's so many niches of trading. I'm just not really an options guy. I understand in extended hours, you have to use a limit order. Most of the time, if I'm buying in pre-market, which I do every weekday, if you watch the stream in the morning, I buy a pre-market every day. I know you have to use limit orders. Most of the time, I just buy the bid and sell the ask. Or buy the ask and sell the bid, so I can get an instant fill because I'm mostly a scalper. But yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I know exactly the rules for pre-market trading. I'm just not really an options guy. And honestly, like I said, I didn't really know you could trade SPY options after 4 p.m. Never tried, never done it, never needed to do it. I can buy the SPY directly, and I buy hundreds of shares of the SPY every day. And so I just never needed to buy options. That's for people who have no offense, but smaller accounts than me. And so I just never needed to buy options in pre-market or after hours because I got enough money to just buy hundreds of shares of the SPY myself. And I do every day. Yeah, the DXY has been crazy. Q pullback? Yeah, I think the Q is mostly just following the SPY. Or not the SPY. I think the Q is mostly following, or not, I wouldn't say following, but it's certainly getting influenced by Tesla's moves. And Tesla's been going sideways. And so for the last 20 minutes, the Q has been sideways as well. We got about 25 minutes into the actual earnings call. Hey, oh, all good. My name's John Umar. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for being here, man. Appreciate the support, dude. You guys have Bitcoin shorts? You can short Bitcoin on BitGet. BitGet is a sponsor of me, and so if you want to short BitGet or Bitcoin, go to this link right here. It's a crypto futures platform. You can go short, go long. They give you leverage. I think with Bitcoin, they'll give you 125x leverage. But just y'all be careful. You can get yourself in trouble trading that much leverage. It's certainly not recommended for new traders. But if you do want to short crypto, this is the platform you want to do it on. Hey, thank you, Umar. I appreciate you, bro. Hope to see you there, man. Yeah, well, Tesla's guidance was weak. It's not going to be deemed as weak. It was weak. Tesla had much worse than expected guidance. Yeah, I like the Eddie joke. I wouldn't short crypto until China says for the 5th time, no more crypto. That's inevitable, bro. That's gonna happen eventually. We'll see, man. But yeah, it'll happen eventually. China's gonna come out and be like, nah. I don't know. They've been a little bit more friendly with tech and crypto lately. The last 4 years have just kind of been crazy to watch with Chinese companies, mostly because, man, freaking China's government has gone has you know, they've been a little out there the last few months regarding like cryptocurrency and tech. You know, literally the Didi, which is kind of like the Chinese Uber, IPO'd, and then immediately after the IPO, the government there basically announced that they were gonna investigate into them, basically crash their own stock. And you know, Alibaba, my man Jack Ma came out with critical words about the CCP, and then he immediately got probed as well, and you know, they ended up just causing Alibaba stock to drop billions of dollars with a B. And Alibaba's finally starting to come back some, but for me personally, I'm just not confident enough long term. I think it's too vulnerable for me to bet on those type of stocks long term. I just think there's too much risk in that regard. And so for cryptocurrency, you know, I don't know. All right, guys, 25 minutes. Yeah, I watched parts. I watched the replay of the All-Star game, Daniel. I didn't watch the full thing. I saw Trevino mic'd up with man, who was it, man? It was a lefty. I saw the Trevino mic'd up with man, Cortez. I saw Cortez and Trevino mic'd up, which was fun to watch. Alek Manoah, who's a beast, mic'd up as well. It was fun. Fun All-Star game. I know the other one's going on right now. Watching to see what's going to happen with my man Soto. SPY moving up a little bit. Again, the actual conference call is not going to start until about 23 minutes or so. But SPY's moving up to 390, so that's good. I need Tesla back to VWAP to break even. Yeah, bro. Next week's going to be crazy, dude. We got what? Apple. We got a bunch of. We got Apple. We just got a Meta next week, too. The last Meta earnings report was, I think they were actually, we showed bullish results. Meta went up. Yeah. Here's Meta right here. At 181.70s. 181.70s. So let's see if it holds. I'm still pretty bullish on Meta, to be honest, man. I think Meta's going to be fine short term, and I think that it might be a little bit oversold after the craziness that happened with it over the last 3-4 months. 5 months, sorry. But yeah, just kind of craziness with Meta. Huge drop down from 330s. It's still 180s. I still think it's pretty cheap. Meta owns Instagram. They own a lot of assets, and so I think they'll probably be fine. I think people are a little harsh on them because of political reasons. Yeah, man. Honestly, I'm disappointed with Soto's card in the show this year, Pawn. Thanks, Glenn. That's a lot of money owed. New factories better start getting enough parts to pump out cars faster. I think Tesla will make a big move on by Friday. Yeah, for sure. All right, Tesla dipping under VWAP here. Dipping under VWAP. Again, y'all hit the subscribe button. We need about 25 more subscribers. And even if we don't hit it today, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you. Again, everything we do here is free. And so hit that subscribe button if you haven't. Tesla under VWAP now. Be like Snap, tell everybody you're gonna miss. Oh, you mean my Netflix was really smart about it, man. Netflix said, hey guys, we're gonna lose 2 million subscribers, we think. And then the earnings report comes out. Oh, we only lost 970K. Even though they lost a freaking million subscribers, it was still better than expectations. The key for earnings, guys, is always what it is relative to expectations. You know, I said this before. I'll say it again. A company can lose $100 million. But if they were expected to lose 300 million, they're still probably going to go up in earnings calls and earnings reports and after the earnings reports are released. And so, yeah, Netflix pulled the whole switcheroo. They said, hey, we're going to lose 2 million subscribers. Everybody said, oh, no, doom and gloom, panic. And then they said, oh, we only lost 970K. Smart move by Netflix. You can't say it's not strategic. And I get it, man. Smart move. Listen, Netflix is up. I want the market to go up regardless. So do I get your free course if I join for $4.99 a month? No, you don't get anything. Everything's free. Becoming a member is just a way to support the channel if you want. You do get emojis though, you know, but what I mean is like no content is free. So like becoming a member, you don't get anything extra really. It's just a way to help support your boy here if you want to. Because like I said, when I said free, I really do mean free. None of our content costs anything. And so, hey, hit the subscribe button, guys. Yeah, they pulled the whole switcheroo. And again, Netflix, yeah. I want the market to go down. Why, Eddie? Dude, I want the market to go up, bro. Market goes down, people suffer, man. You know. All right, guys. So yeah, Meta's down a little bit in pre-market. All right, guys, Meta at 181.70s. Let's look at the SPY itself here. Again, Tesla's starting to come back down. We got about 18 minutes until this earnings call happens. And so, yeah, Tesla dipping here. Let's look at the SPY. SPY's at 394, roughly right on the dot at 394. See if it holds. Tesla consolidating here. And again, let's check out the polls that we've done over the last few minutes. Netflix guidance for the next quarter was minus 50% subs, minus 24 PS. Do you think Apple will dip during earnings? I don't know, man. We'll see. You know. $394s for Netflix. $394s. Tesla still trying to make a pop. We've got about 16 minutes. Looking at the polls that we've done so far. Does Tesla stay green during today's earnings conference call? 47% said yes. 53% said no. And yeah, we'll see. Again, we're going to cover the full earnings call as well, guys. So stick around. I think there's going to be slow growth for tech next year. Just watch your VWAP video. What link did you use on VWAP? Is 20 good? You just need to make sure to set it for time day trading. For day trading time, you want to set the time for day is what you want to do. So there's day trade monthly settings. I think mine is -22 for inversions is what mine is, I think. All right, guys, we got 14 minutes. What is this music I'm listening to, bro? All right, guys, still waiting. 13 minutes, guys. 13 minutes. Checking up with the chat. So was the 2 million subscriber loss in addition to the 2 million that they told us about when they stopped off streaming? Yeah, that was the new quarter. That was the last quarter, I believe. All right, guys, Tesla pop it up some. Tesla pop it up to 744.50s here. 13 minutes, guys, 13 minutes. We got the earnings call ready. We only need 20 more subscribers yet, guys. So, hey, I appreciate you. All right, guys, we got 12 minutes. Let me check TradingView if you want to know what the dollar's at. Tesla back over it to 745s here, 745s. Dollar bounced hard today. What's the dollar right now? Tesla will get dragged down more by the macro, but will outperform Q3 and Q4. Yeah, Elon said that really positive things about this upcoming quarter for Tesla. So Elon thinks that they're going to perform really well this upcoming quarter. And so we'll see what they do. Again, we'll see. Tesla at 744s right now. For the SPY, we got 394 roughly. So sitting there, still kind of waiting here. Yeah, US dollars at 106.82. For the DXY, the US dollar index. Ten minutes, guys. Still waiting here. We got the countdown going on for this earnings call. Again, vote on this poll right now, guys. I think this is a really interesting poll based off of what somebody asked here. The question of this poll on Twitter is, with the price of Doge dropping all the way down under 7 cents, is there value in a buy here? 50% of you saying yes, buy. We got a lot of other responses here, so if you want to check this poll, here's the link. Got about 300 people here, and again, we're in sub-only mode, so if you want to help support your boy here, hit the subscribe button. We're a completely free resource that doesn't act shady like gurus, and we don't sell anything. We don't charge for anything. All of our content is free. Everything we put out there is free. We don't have any type of barrier behind any of our content. Even become a member is just a way to help support us. So you can spend $4.99 if you want to help support me. But aside from that, you don't need to. You don't get anything extra for doing so. And like I said, it's just a way to help support the channel. We've had a few people like, well, why are you charging $5? It's like, bro, YouTube literally does it as a ways to help support me. So, hey. Good luck today. Let's see what the earnings call says here, guys. We'll see what it says. We're waiting for the earnings call live right here. Tesla sold 75% of their Bitcoin position here. Crypto currently is sitting. Bitcoin's currently at 23.4. So we actually have bounced back some from this. So we did bounce back some. If we look at a minute chart, we have bounced back nicely from it. We dropped initially when they announced this. Bitcoin dropped from 23.8K down to like 22.9 and then back up to 23.4. So nice little rebound here for Bitcoin. Tesla is currently over VWAP, so that should hopefully be a positive trend. Yeah, I'm not saying you should. I just think Doge is 7 cents, so I guess it really depends on what people think there. But again, follow me on Twitter. Here's the poll. Did I post it? I might have. Yeah, I did. There's the poll right there. So you can follow me on Twitter. My handle is @BeginnerTrades. Again, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell. We certainly appreciate all the support we can get. Yeah, if Doge gets back over 10 cents. I don't know. I don't use TradingView a ton, Rami. Most of the time I'm using like Thinkorswim, TD Ameritrade, or something like that. And the other way to help support me, a lot of people ask how to get around the PDT rule. One of the better ways to do so is by using like the futures market. You can trade the futures market with no PDT rule. We actually traded the E-mini today, and it basically does the exact same thing as the SPY. Top Step funds traders and futures, so they give you a demo. If you can hit their target on that said demo while following their rules, they'll fund you. They're regulated by the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, and so again, there's no PDT in futures. You can day trade short. You can basically buy the SPY with the E-mini or the micro E-mini with no PDT rule, instant settlement, shorting ability, all that good stuff. And again, if you want to try it out, here's Top Step if you want to help support your boy. And of course, we do post affiliate links as a way to subsidize the channel. Again, all of our content is free, and so obviously we're in this to make money, of course. And yeah, hit the like button as well. Earnings call is going to be pretty soon in about 6 minutes, guys. You can stick around for the entire earnings call. We're going to stream the entire thing live. Remember, we're in sub-only mode, so if you want to chat with us during the earnings call, hit the subscribe button. Also, hit the notification bell. We trade live every weekday. I'd probably buy Doge under 5 cents. Yeah, here's Doge right here. So Doge is right here at almost 7 cents. Here's Doge. So almost 7 cents. We only need 15 more subscribers to break 81,000, guys. All right, team. There's Dogecoin. There's Tesla over VWAP. SPY hasn't really done much over the last like 20, 30 minutes. Here's the Q. Q, same thing. Sitting over 300, which is good. Hopefully Tesla says some positive things and, they go up. Hey, thank you, Eddie. We appreciate you, bro. We got some good music. Yeah, honestly, we've been streaming for a few years now, and to be completely real, we built up a pretty nice playlist of lo-fi hip-hop and other beats. Yeah. Honestly, if I probably would listen to some of these songs in my car too, to be honest. All right, guys, 4 minutes. 4 minutes. Hey, my man, Spack. Thank you, brother. We appreciate you, man. Definitely top 3 best YouTube channels and communities in the world right now. Hey, my man, Spack. Thank you, brother. We appreciate you. Tesla's a few minutes late on earnings calls. That's okay. I'm gonna shower while the conference call starts so I can take my rage out. Hey, good luck, man. Hey, thank you, Emmanuel. Yeah, run up those likes. But shout out to Spack with the $10 donation. We appreciate you, man. Thank you, brother. We appreciate the continued support of the community, of course. Thank you, man. Hopefully, we get some good results from the Tesla earnings call. We already got a somewhat positive reaction. Look at the Tesla start to bounce back. Again, 750, the $750 level, aside from being a psychological, technical level, has been historical resistance as well. You know, you can see it moved up to 750 previously and then got rejected there a few different times. Hey, baby. Wait, what? How long is it supposed to last, though? For how long?
Yeah, well, I don't know. However long.
All right, well, you got to call and see. Here, hey, baby, I'm sorry. The earnings call for Tesla is in like 3 minutes, so I gotta handle this. When? Hold on, guys. Hold on. Sorry, guys. All right, guys. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, honestly, Bitcoin bounced back. Sorry, Spac. Hey, yeah, man. Hey, listen, I really appreciate the donation, brother. Thank you, man. All right, guys, here's the earnings call. We got less than a minute. Let's do this. Hit the subscribe button. Vote on the poll right now. Let us know bullish or bearish on this Tesla earnings conference. It's about to start right meow. We'll see what happens. Does it tank if Elon gets on the call? No, I don't think that matters too much. All right, guys, earnings call is about to go live. Let's see when they play it. We got the dashboard ready. Hold on one second. I'm going to mute my desktop audio so y'all can't hear this first. Nope, they're not yet live yet. All right, guys. Waiting for the call to go live again. A lot of people said they're basically they're late a lot of the time, so I don't see a lot of positives as they still have supply chain restraints. Hey, what's up, Thomas? Joe? Yeah, Tesla moving up. Looks good. Still waiting on the actual earnings to be released. Earnings call should be starting anytime now. We're continuing to check it. Again, as soon as it comes out, we're going to put it on live. You'll be able to hear exactly what's going on. The entire full earnings call. Just waiting for it to go live now. Still nothing yet. And yeah, y'all hit that like and subscribe button, guys, if you haven't already. We appreciate the support. Still waiting. Nothing yet. Bear with us, guys. Again, the report is coming. If we are in subscriber-only mode, and listen, beginner trading is a completely free community. You don't have to worry about subscribing to some sleazy guru because everything we drop is completely free. So hit that subscribe button. Earnings call should be live anytime now, anytime. Also, guys, we need 7 more subscribers to hit 81,000. 70 or 7 more. Don't be greedy. Join the chat. Hit the subscribe button. I think we are live. Okay, we are live, guys. We are live.
Martin
Sound
Vieca,
check.
VP of Investor Relations.
Sound check,
I'm
1
joined
2 1
today
2.
by Elon Musk, Zachary Kirkhorn, and a number of other executives. Our Q2 results were announced at about 3 p.m. Central Time in the update deck we published at the same link as this webcast. During this call, we will discuss our business outlook and make forward-looking statements. These comments are based on our predictions and expectations as of today. Actual events or results could differ materially due to a number of risks and uncertainties, including those mentioned in our most recent filings with the SEC. During the question and answer portion of today's call, please limit yourself to 1 question and 1 follow-up. Please use the raise hand button to join the question queue. But before we jump into Q&A, Elon has some opening remarks. Elon?
Thank you, Martin. So just as a Q2 recap, Q2 was a unique quarter for Tesla due to a prolonged shutdown of our Shanghai factory. But in spite of all these challenges, it was one of the strongest quarters in our history. Most importantly, in June, we achieved production records in both Fremont and Shanghai. And as a result, we have the potential for a record-breaking second half of the year. I do want to emphasize this is obviously subject to force majeure, things outside of our control. The past few years have been quite a few force majeures. And it's been kind of supply chain hell for several years. Credit to our awesome Tesla supply chain team for overcoming insanely difficult challenges. Huge thanks to the Tesla Shanghai factory team who sacrificed a lot to get the factory back up and running in June and achieve a record output. So also making good progress with production ramp with Berlin. We achieved an important milestone of 1,000 cars a week in June, and we're expecting our Giga Texas to exceed the 1,000 vehicle per week milestone hopefully in the next few months. To be clear, we're currently making the cars with the 2170 cells, and Drew Becklino will address some of the 4680 questions later in this call. But it is worth emphasizing that we have enough 2170 cells to satisfy all vehicle production for the remainder of the year. So we're not dependent on 4680. 4680 will be important next year, but it is not important this year. That said, we have installed the second generation of manufacturing equipment for 4680 cells in Texas. And even at our established factories like Fremont and Shanghai, we continue to expand capacity. Regarding Autopilot, we have now deployed FSD Beta with City Streets driving capability to over 100,000 owners. They're very happy with the capabilities of the system, and we'll continue to improve it every week. We've now driven over 35 million miles with FSD Beta. That's more autonomous miles than any company we're aware of. I think probably it might be more than all other companies combined. And that mileage is growing exponentially. With regard to manufacturing and technology, about 5 or 6 years ago, we said we wanted to become the best manufacturer in the world, and that is somewhat counterintuitively to some people what will actually be, I think, our strongest competitive advantage. We're super pro manufacturing here at Tesla, and In general, we want to encourage other companies to be super pro manufacturing, and in general, I think it is a very important thing to do. We need to make stuff and make it efficiently, and that's manufacturing. So, we've made a lot of advancements in manufacturing processes, as we now show in the shareholder deck. Thanks to our the large castings, we make the world's largest castings. We reduced body welding robot count by 70% per unit of capacity in Austin and Berlin. So that's call it roughly a body shop that is roughly 3 times smaller than would normally be the case. And I should say it's also lighter, cheaper, and has superior noise, vibration, and harshness. So it's good on every level. But this journey is not over. We'll bring another level of simplicity and manufacturing improvements with Cybertruck, and future products that we're not quite ready to talk about now, but I think will be very exciting to unveil in the future. Our safety team also introduced a feature that tensions seatbelts if the vision system detects imminent collision, which has never been done before. So you can imagine that if you have a seatbelt that only tensions upon impact, you have very little time to tension the seatbelt. If you've got to be, the car has literally got to be crunching to trigger the seatbelt tensioner. But because we have vision, we can actually see that a collision is about to occur with 100% probability before it actually happens. And so we can tension the seatbelts, and we can even adjust the airbag deployment because we can see, not just feel. This is a fundamental safety advantage that Teslas are now able to offer. And then this is also an over-the-air update. So this is something that will be in place in all cars that have at least AP3 hardware. In conclusion, we exited Q2 with a stronger production rate than ever before. Our team continues to focus on Cybertruck production readiness and some future platform design. We are expecting to be still expecting to be in production with the Cybertruck in the middle of next year, and we're very, very excited about that product. I think it might actually be our best product ever. Let's see, and FSD beta is on track to be released for all of North American customers before the end of this year, and hopefully, if we get regulatory approval, we'll also be releasing it hopefully in Europe and some other parts of the world. We're hosting our AI Day in a few months. I think people will be amazed at what we're able to show off in AI Day. So basically, there's a tremendous amount to look forward to in the second half of this year. And I want to thank all of our employees and suppliers for their super hard work during these challenging times. Super appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And Zach has some opening remarks as well.
Yeah, thanks, Martin. I want to start by congratulating the Tesla team on excellent execution during the second quarter. Although our production volume reduced sequentially due to COVID-related shutdowns in Shanghai, we made substantial progress in nearly every area of the business, and in particular, our global vehicle production rate as we exited the quarter. Our Fremont factory, supported by our Reno team, reached new production records. The Shanghai factory resumed full production, and our new factories in Austin and Berlin are progressing well through their initial ramps. Additionally, our energy business achieved record gross profit with the highest solar volumes in many years. I want to personally thank the entire Tesla team, as I know many of you are listening. You've embodied a remarkable and relentless pursuit of excellence in support of our mission. I also want to thank our suppliers for their support during another complicated quarter. On GAAP automotive gross margin, it declined sequentially to 27.9%. A temporary decline in Shanghai production volume meaningfully impacted margin, including idle capacity and factory restart costs, and also had implications on the mix of regional deliveries. Additionally, as discussed on previous calls, we are working through the ramp inefficiencies of our new factories, which are progressing well, but have had an impact on margin as those factories come online. While we continue to see a benefit from higher pricing flowing through, which experienced some foreign exchange related headwinds, Our cost structure continues to experience cost increases from inflation, commodities, and logistics. The energy business progressed well in Q2, aided by alternate solar supply coming online and progress on unit economics. Our storage business remains component constrained on both Powerwall and Megapack, which we hope will alleviate to some extent in the second half of the year. We are greatly appreciative of the patience and flexibility shown by our customers while we work through these challenges. Within operating expenses, Austin and Berlin related startup costs have wound down as these factories have moved into production and their costs are now reflected in automotive COGS. Additionally, we converted a majority of our Bitcoin holdings to fiat for a realized gain, offset by impairment charges on the remainder of our holdings, netting a $106 million cost to the P&L included within restructuring and other. We also incurred restructuring charges related to targeted staffing reductions.
Yeah, actually, it should be mentioned that the reason we sold a bunch of our Bitcoin holdings was that we were uncertain as to when the COVID lockdowns in China would alleviate. So it was important for us to maximize our cash position given the uncertainty of the COVID lockdowns in China. We are certainly open to increasing our Bitcoin holdings in future. So this should not be taken as some verdict on Bitcoin. It's just that we were concerned about overall liquidity for the company given COVID shutdowns in China. And we have not sold any of our Dogecoin.
We still have it.
We still have our Dogecoin.
Despite these challenges, we were still able to achieve one of our strongest operating margins of 14.6%. Our free cash flows were impacted by working capital related to the Shanghai factory shutdown. However, we expect this will show as a benefit in Q3 as our working capital related cash flows restabilize. As we look ahead, and as Elon mentioned, we are positioned for a record-breaking second half of the year. We're quite excited about this. A couple things to keep in mind as we progress. Austin and Berlin ramp inefficiencies will continue to weigh on our margins for the balance of the year. However, the impact should reduce as we increase ramp. Second, as we've mentioned before, we expect to continue to see recognized global pricing to increase as our backlog flows through. However, macroeconomic related cost increases will also continue to be part of our story. And finally, despite losing more builds in Q3 than expected, we're still pushing to reach 50% growth this year. This target has become more difficult, but it remains possible with strong execution. And as Elon mentioned, no more force majeure events for the balance of the year.
There are a lot of force majeure in the last several years. That's for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And now let's go to the questions from investors. The first question is, Chinese EV manufacturers seem to be doing a better job than their Western competitors, excluding Tesla, at innovating in software and design. How can Tesla make sure the company is staying ahead of those manufacturers, both within China and outside of China?
Well, right now the best Chinese EV manufacturer is Tesla China. We're actually doing the best thanks to our incredible team in China. But I have a lot of respect for the Chinese car manufacturers and EV manufacturers in particular. I think they will be a force to be reckoned with worldwide. They're smart and they're hardworking, and I think anyone who is not, any company that's not as competitive as them will obviously suffer a market share decline. So I would say we have a lot of respect for the car companies in China and then their capabilities. Yeah.
Thank you. The next question is, when will Tesla have a unified vector space for both static and moving object network? Will this be a V11 or later version? If the latter, can you explain what makes it a difficult problem in layman terms?
Okay. This answer will be understood by 0.001% of the audience, I think. Most people don't know what a unified vector space would actually mean. It essentially would be if you can take, if instead of knitting together static and dynamic objects in C++, if they can be knit together at the neural net level, then you don't need to reconcile them within C++ heuristics. That is an architecturally better way to that's the most desirable outcome. I think it's probably not necessary to achieve full self-driving, but it would be a slight improvement in the efficiency of the self-driving, and it's certainly something we want to get to. The sort of nirvana situation is you have surround video auto labeling of all static and dynamic objects, and you have then surround video inference with spatial memory as well. And that's, I mean, I think we're almost certainly there before the end of the year. Yeah, not sure how many people would understand that, but
Sounds good.
I should say also we are also confident of improving the frame rate as we delete some of the legacy neural nets. We think we might be able to get the frame rate of OLED cameras maybe up to 36 FPS, which is actually a lot of frames considering it's 8 cameras. But certainly comfortably above 24 frames, which is basically the movie frame rate of movies.
Thank you. The next question is, Elon recently tweeted about lowering prices once inflation cools down. Can you elaborate on what do you mean by cooling down and how aggressively the company will lower prices? More broadly, how do you think about the auto pricing long term?
Yeah, so since we have, there's a quite a long wait when somebody orders a car. In some cases, it's like six months. In some cases, it could be up to a year. We have to anticipate what the probable inflation rate is over that period of time. So that's what we're trying to do. When we see, when or if we see indications that the inflation rate is declining, then we would not need to increase our car prices. It's possible that there could be a slight decrease in car prices, but this is fundamentally dependent on macroeconomic inflation. It's not something we control. If I were to guess, and I wouldn't take this with a grain of salt, I think inflation will decline towards the end of this year. We're certainly seeing prices of commodities trending lower. But take it with a grain of salt. This is making economic prognostication is fraught with error. I don't know if you guys want to, do you want to say anything about?
Yeah, we're certainly seeing, I mean, it's kind of a whole spectrum. On the battery metal side, for example, the price of lithium has really shot up. We used to be $11 a kilogram to more than $80 a kilogram. But, it's not every situation is that bad. So it's kind of a spectrum.
Like carbon steel, aluminum, up to spectrum. Carbon steel and aluminum has started trending down. We will see the benefits of it only probably later part of this year or early next year.
Yeah, but I think that's just like for most commodities, we're seeing a downward trend towards the end of this year or next year. Some commodities, the processing of lithium is insane. I'd like to once again urge entrepreneurs to enter the lithium refining business. The mining is relatively easy. The refining is much harder. So the lithium is actually a very common. There's like lithium pretty much everywhere, but you have to refine the lithium into battery grade lithium carbonate and lithium hydroxide, which has the extremely high purity. So it is basically like minting money right now. There's like software margins in lithium processing right now. So I would really like to encourage once again entrepreneurs to enter the lithium refining business. You can't lose. it's we're licensed to print money.
Thank you. The next question is, you made the right economic call before most on inflation when you diversified into Bitcoin. It has since shown it's not much of a hedge in the real world test in the last few months. How do you think about it as an asset over long term, and what do you need to see to change your view?
Well, Tesla is Tesla's goal is to accelerate the advent of sustainable energy. We're not really cryptocurrency is a sideshow to the sideshow. So we're not cryptocurrency is not something we think about a lot. We think a lot about scaling production and accelerating the advent of sustainable energy, which the record heat waves around Earth serve to emphasize the urgency of that transition. So that is what we're trying to do, is make electric vehicles and solar and stationary storage battery packs, the three pillars of a sustainable energy future, which is like solar and wind for energy generation, stationary battery packs for storage of the solar and wind energy because of its intermittency, and then electric vehicles, the third pillar. And if those three things are solved, we have a sustainable future for civilization. And the fundamental good of Tesla, and the reason we're doing this, or certainly my primary motivation here, is to have the day of sustainable energy come sooner. That's our goal. We're neither here nor there on cryptocurrency.
Thank you. The next question on 4680. Elon noted that 4680 plus structural pack is not yet optimized. Can you please share the general path of 4680 and structural packs in terms of cost efficiencies and compared to the traditional 2170 pack? Will cost improvements be mostly due to scale, or do we need to solve some technical issues?
Should I start off?
Yeah, do you want to do the architecture?
So structural pack, where we get dual use of the battery or the cells as structure and as energy storage, in the same way that an aircraft gets dual use of the wing as a fuel tank and as a wing, is, I think, unequivocally, from a physics standpoint, the superior architecture. So it's the A architecture. Now, because it is new, we'll start off getting, aspirationally a C within an A architecture. But the potential is there to get radically better and then unequivocally better than a battery pack, which is carried like a sack of potatoes.
And we've gained the perspective through putting our first structural pack in production that it is actually the A architecture.
Yeah.
Like before we did that, it was a hypothesis that was backed with got a lot of modeling and first principles analysis, but now we've actually built it and are more confident in that assertion.
So exactly. So the structural pack, even the C in the A architecture, is beating the non-structural pack. And so over time, it will, with further refinement, be substantially superior to a car that is carrying a battery pack as though it is cargo. And this, like I said, it's very, very much very analogous to the early days of aviation, where fuel tanks were initially carried like cargo until they realized actually you should get dual use of the fuel tank as a wing and as a fuel tank, and that makes the planes lighter and better. And the same is true of electric vehicles.
And on cost improvements, are they due to scale or about solving technical issues?
Both.
Yeah, it's always both.
Yeah, I mean, but really, the two things that improve cost are economies of scale and core technology. So,
yeah, I think technical issues are not the right.
technical issues like technology
It's like getting to
advancement.
the optimal design, right? Like you always start with some excess. Some people might call it fat, but that's not really what you think it is initially. It's that you don't know how lean you can get it until you've done it a couple times.
Yeah, I mean, there's some platonic ideal of the perfect product where the atoms, you have exactly the right atoms in there in exactly the right, asymptotically approach this platonic ideal, and but it takes a lot of effort over time to figure out actually what is the platonic ideal, and then to actually gradually approach that.
Yeah, I mean, you might need to create a new alloy, then you need to figure out how to cast it, then you need to ramp the casting machine of the new alloy. As an example,
We did. As an example.
We've done it for rotors, we've done it for the casting, so like, yeah,
But
those take time.
constant improvement is something we're used to here, and it's something like we've done with our vehicles and our designs since the beginning. I mean, even we were talking a couple of weeks ago, like the first version of the front casting that we made that went into the early vehicles is like
Model S days.
no, I'm talking about like our first Model Ys.
Oh yeah.
We've ordered more dies because we need more dies for more production. We've saved like 4 or 5 kilos of mass just in die iteration, and that's something we do at Tesla like quite regularly, and we'll continue to do. So like we're not happy with a C. Like maybe we're at a C plus now because but like we got to keep going to get to
A B minus ish on the rear casting, but this will try us room for improvement with the casting. So the casting is already way better than the rear body casting is already way better than the way it was done in the past, where you've got 120 different parts that are welded together or bonded together with different alloys, and then you have to put sealant in between all the various parts for water ingress and noise. So we're already way better than that with current casting, but there's still a lot of opportunities to reduce the mass of the casting and also extend the casting to include more parts, as well as adapt the rest of the vehicle for the fact that there's a casting.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing, right? Like we're not just evaluating the pack in isolation either.
Yeah.
It's the pack plus the body, the integration. Do we have mass in the right places? Do we have the cost in the right places, and only just the right amount? And I think we've gone through one iteration. We're doing another one with Cybertruck. I mean, we're taking the learnings and doing the next version hopefully is a B plus.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
In the A architecture. That's certainly its target.
Thank you. The next question is, how do you feel the progress of FSD is going, and does Andrej Karpathy's leaving have any significant impact on timelines or potential progress?
Well, since Andrej was writing all the code by himself, naturally things have come to a grinding halt. Insert irony. Andrej's obviously Andrej's awesome, and we have tremendous amount of respect for Andrej. He's decided to. I think he wants to contribute more to core AI at an academic level, and get back to coding individually. So, but we've got a team of about 120 people in our software AI group that are extremely talented, and I think we will have. I'm highly confident we will solve full self-driving, and it still seems to be this year. I know people, they're like, always says that, but it does seem to be like it does seem as though we're converging on solving full self-driving this year.
Thank you. The next question is, how is the 4680 ramp going, and is Giga Texas producing cells yet?
Yeah, so we are making progress on 4680, but right now, as Elon mentioned, we are leveraging supplier cells, which we have in sufficient quantity to ramp Texas and Berlin. We expect to ramp total 4680 production to exceed 1K per week by the end of the year, hopefully before, well before. In Q2 at Cato, we fully automated powder conveyance for the dry anode electrode tool there, unlocking major increases in production and improvements in yields. Since March, because of that, Cato output has grown 35% month over month, each month since, and yields throughout the factory are already at targets in most areas and trending in that direction in a few others. We did feed learnings from Fremont cell and pack lines to Texas and Berlin. They aren't a carbon copy. Cell design was revved to unlock higher performance and manufacturing simplicity. Manufacturing lines were further integrated, and we insourced additional content. For these reasons, there are some new ramp challenges to overcome in Texas and Berlin. Specific to Texas last quarter, cell equipment was fully installed and commissioned, and we produced our first commissioning car sets of cells through the end of the line. Our target for Texas is to begin production this quarter and aim for Texas to be capable of exceeding Cato weekly output before the end of this year.
Thank you very much. The next question is on 4680 as well, but I think Drew has covered everything that was in the next question. So the following question is, with regards to the ramp of production in Austin and Berlin, how is the situation with regards to supply of semiconductors, battery cells, and other components? How about cost inflation impacting profitability of these other plants?
Smart. I can take that. So Tesla procures about 1,600 unique pieces of silicon from 43 semiconductor companies. So with a portfolio of that size, there are always challenges. Things are more stable on the latest generation chips. We still see some tightness in the older generation semiconductors, especially in the analog and mixed signal space. But we have line of sight to solve for the volumes being contemplated for both Austin and Berlin. And on the cell front, like Elon mentioned, we have a comfortable margin thanks to record output from our partners and have line of sight that matches the planned output from both factories. We've grown cell production significantly on a 12-month rolling basis and have long-term contracts with all our partners for key battery metals. So we don't see any major problems for the components, of course, barring unforeseen COVID-related shutdowns.
Okay.
Just to add on the profitability part of the question, Q2 was our largest increase yet over the last handful of quarters on inflation and commodity-related increases to our cars. It's fairly evenly spread across the factories, given common suppliers or common issues that impact the broad supply chain. So I think I had mentioned before that we had been seeing increases over the course of last year. It ticked up in Q1 and then it ticked up again. The rate of increase was more in Q2. So as we look through to the end of the year, what we're seeing is we don't think the inflation-related increases in Q3 will be as big as Q2. But as Elon had mentioned, there's uncertainty on pricing here. And we don't have full exposure, as Karan had just mentioned, on every component of cost, because we do have some contracts in place, but there are some spot buys as well, and some contracts being renegotiated. So we're managing it with pricing and in partnership with our suppliers, but it does continue to be something that is impacting our financials.
Okay, thank you very much. And the last question is, when will the Cybertruck be officially available?
We're hoping to start delivering them in the middle of next year.
Great, thank you very much. And now let's go to analyst questions. The first question comes from Pierre Ferragu from New Street Research. Pierre, feel free to unmute yourself.
Hi guys, thanks a lot for taking my question. I'd like to ask a question on 4680 and the structural battery pack. And I'd love to understand where you stand on the technology and efficiency and energy density roadmap that you described at the battery day. So what I'm trying to understand is, where do you stand on the architecture of the battery cell itself? How much silicon do you have in it? How much energy improvement have you achieved already so far? The reason I'm asking, sorry?
No, go ahead.
And the reason why I'm asking that is because you have very smart guys on Twitter who shared experience about trying to fully empty a Model Y from Texas, from Austin, and noticing behaviors and recharging behaviors that suggested that maybe these cars had very, very high mileage, very high range, and were artificially limited in range in software. So I'm just kind of trying to understand how much of an edge you're building at the moment with the 4680 and the structural battery pack on range.
Yeah, let me try to provide a super straightforward answer. As Elon mentioned before, our priority was really on simplicity and scale during the initial 4680 and structural battery ramp. So we weren't like putting all the bells and whistles in from day one, because if so, we would be sort of suffering under a string of series miracles that we would need to achieve to get going. But as we attain the manufacturing goals that we've stated, hit the ramp that we need to hit next year, we are certainly planning to layer in new material technologies and higher range structural packs. Like we're not like holding back goodies for some rainy day or something like that.
Yeah, maybe another way of putting it is that our focus right now is on basically dozens of little issues that inhibit the production ramp of the 4680. Some of the more challenging ones have been feeding the anode and cathode material, because we were using this revolutionary dry electrode process. But when something's revolutionary, it's a lot of unknowns that have to be resolved. So we're confident of resolving those unknowns, but it's very, very difficult. We're making rapid progress on that front. So the first order of business is really get the basics right, get to high volume and high reliability, and then very rapidly iterate within that to enhance the energy density and reduce the cost of the cell.
Yep.
Yeah, totally agree. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
I'd say we are highly confident of a good outcome. It's the exact counterpoint of that is perhaps it is of some debate, but the outcome is not.
Yeah, and specific to the dry process, we made a major advance this past quarter in Cato that the team is really excited about, and congrats to the team for achieving that.
But I should also emphasize that it is not as though Tesla intends to displace our suppliers of battery cells. The Tesla battery cell production is in addition to what our suppliers can do, and we want our suppliers to grow their battery output as fast as they possibly can, and that goes for the entire supply chain. The fundamental rate limiter for Earth transitioning to sustainable energy is how fast can you grow lithium-ion battery output per year. This is the fundamental rate limiter for Earth transitioning to sustainability, because you need the batteries for two of the pillars of sustainability: the stationary storage and for vehicles.
Yeah, and I just want to stress that a lot of these, higher energy density technologies are not necessarily scalable. I mean, most of them are not scalable from what I've seen. And so like focusing on them is a distraction from the mission. Like it really is, how do we scale as fast as possible? And, we're taking these risks that we've discussed at Battery Day, and our plan is as we de-risk them and they are successful, we want to bring them back to our partners so that they can go faster too, because that's all on the mission, right? Like, how do we accelerate?
People often ask me if is some breakthrough needed in battery technology for the world to transition to sustainability. The answer is no. Even if there was zero technology breakthroughs, literally zero, from where the technology is right now, we could fully transition Earth to sustainable energy. The issue is very much the rate at which the entire supply chain, from mining to refining to cell production, how fast can that grow? It's growing fast, but the faster it grows, the faster we transition to a sustainable energy economy.
This is actually a great, exactly where my follow-up is. So, Elon, you always mention, this 50% per annum sustainable growth target that you guys have, and so my question here is, when we see like the difficulty regarding like commodities, raw materials, swinging prices, I'm kind of wondering, as you are planning for this 50% per annum growth, if we stand today over the next 5 to 10 years, how much of that do you feel you've secured through your work at entering into long-term contracts and things like that? And you were calling for entrepreneurs to go into the lithium business. And so does that mean you don't have enough lithium secure to grow 50% per annum over multiple years? And what's how much of that is secure today, and how fast can you improve that, basically?
Well, I think it's very difficult to predict anything 10 years from now. I hope civilization is still around, frankly. I would count that as a win.
It's not that funny.
Yeah, exactly.
Every day.
Hopefully we haven't had World War III by then.
Or the Earth isn't burned up.
Yeah. So, we do see constraints in refining of the materials necessary for lithium-ion batteries. I do want to emphasize it is not due to a scarcity of the raw material. In the case of lithium is one of the most common elements on Earth. It's pretty much everywhere. But refining of the lithium into ultra-high purity battery-grade lithium hydroxide and lithium carbonate is quite difficult and requires a massive amount of machinery, and it's a hard thing to scale. As well, it is also difficult to create the anode and cathode. I think my guess is maybe 2/3 of batteries will be iron phosphate, or maybe iron phosphate with some manganese. And there's a ridiculous amount of iron on Earth. In fact, Earth is a little bit of trivia. Somebody says, what is Earth made of more than anything else? Iron. Iron is the number one ingredient of Earth by mass. Number two is oxygen.
Yeah, which is wild. But yeah.
Oxygen's basically rust. You stuck them together. We're a rust ball. That's almost 2/3 of Earth, I think, is rust. We are like a rusty ball bearing, with a little bit of other stuff. But plenty of lithium. So anyway, there's not like a shortage of materials.
Yeah, I mean, but another thing on that LFP thing is it isn't just that there's more access to material that way. The actual refining process is less capital intensive to make a good LFP cathode. And so it's not just scalable on the resource side, it's scalable on the refining side.
Absolutely. To be clear, there's no fundamental barrier here. It's simply a rate question. Like at what rate can you scale production?
Yeah. And
I think we're seeing a very rapid increase in battery production, and in the whole supply chain. If you were to say today, what are concerns? A few years down the road, I would say one of the concerns is the machinery to refine the critical ingredients of lithium-ion cells. So the lithium itself, and then the cathode, which I said will be mostly iron phosphate, perhaps with some manganese. I think almost all stationary storage will be iron phosphate, and then you'd really just need nickel chemistry for long-range vehicles and like aircraft and that kind of thing.
Yeah. The other thing I would say is, we're working with our suppliers to ramp their capability as quickly as possible. And it's not like we have a problem in the next year or two, to specifically to your question. But when we look 10 years out, we need to do more to accelerate the growth. And that is why we are making our own investments. Like we are building a cathode facility here in Texas. The scale is going up. You can see it in the flyovers. We're working on lithium refining activity as well ourselves, because the best way to learn how to accelerate something is to do it yourself. So these are the things we're doing to move it all forward.
Yeah, I mean, if our suppliers don't solve these problems, then we will.
Yeah.
Thank you. The next question comes from Emmanuel Rosner from Deutsche Bank. Emmanuel, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Yeah, thank you so much. I have a question on your vehicle demand and then a quick follow-up on supply. First, on the demand side, are you seeing any sort of pressure in the order book or the pace of new order, or any sort of like slowdown as a result of the pressures that the consumer is experiencing? Are you worried about it in light of your view of the risk to the economy that I think you expressed, Elon?
Well, right now our problem is very much production. So we've long leads on, as anyone can tell if they order our car. It, you know, if you order a Model Y, it will arrive sometime next year. So this is clearly not an issue for many months for us. Our problem is overwhelmingly that of production. So yeah.
Okay.
Maybe just two things to add. Specifically on your question, are we seeing a macroeconomic impact on our demand? Not that I can tell. Maybe a little, but
some maybe, but it's
not material. The second thing, to Elon's point about backlogs, we have a very long runway with very long lead times here. I mean, certainly the world is uncertain, and we'll have to see where things go with commodity prices, how quickly we're ramping production, what the state of the world looks like at some point next year. But the demand is not something we spend really any time talking about.
Yeah, and I think it's maybe just once again worth mentioning that there is a difference between value for money and fundamental affordability. Because sometimes people say, well, if you got all this demand, why not just raise the price to some, double the price or something? And this is usually expressed by somebody who's rich. But there's, even if you rail value for money to infinity, if consumers do not have enough money to buy it, even a product where the desirability is railed to infinity, they simply cannot buy it. So this is why you cannot just raise prices to some arbitrarily high level, because you pass the affordability boundary and then the demand falls off a cliff. So I do feel like we've raised our prices, or we've raised our prices quite a few times. They're frankly at embarrassing levels. But we've also had a lot of supply chain and production shocks, and we've got crazy inflation. So, I'm hopeful. This is not a promise or anything, but I'm hopeful that at some point we can reduce the prices a little bit.
Thank you.
Okay,
and now you will be able to follow up.
Yeah, my follow-up was actually on the supply side. So it was very encouraging to see that you're quantifying your current installed capacity at basically already in excess of 1.9 million units installed currently. How quickly do you think that you can fill that capacity?
Well, I mean, I think we've got a good chance of exiting this year at 40,000 vehicles a week.
Yeah, I mean, our internal plans are to have the capacity utilized by the end of the year. It takes time to ramp there. It'll be a challenge. There's a lot that needs to happen to get there, but that's what we're working on.
Yeah, we've had many 30,000 car weeks already, so I think a 40,000 car week is within reach by the end of this year.
Shanghai and Fremont, as we said last month, were record production, and they're really firing. It's a bad term. Doing really well.
Yeah.
But then Austin and Berlin are coming on strong. Theoretically, they also had record quarters last quarter. And if we ramp them to the capacity shown in the deck, by the end of this year, we'll be at that rate.
Yeah. But there's always a lot of uncertainty, and like in the production ramp looks like an S curve. And that intermediate part of the S curve it's very difficult to predict that with high certainty. But the end part of the S curve, you can say, I think you can have a lot more certainty, and so that's why I'm confident we'll get to 5,000 cars a week in Austin and Berlin. By the end of this year or early next year, and probably, but not certainly, 10,000 cars a week at both locations by the end of next year.
Thank you. The next question comes from Colin Rush from Oppenheimer. Colin, go ahead, please.
Thanks so much, guys. Could you talk a little bit about the pricing strategy around FSD and as you get closer to this full functionality rolling out and the increased cycle times, how you see that evolving through the balance of this year and into 2023?
Yeah, we will. We will increase the price of FSD sometime later this year. I think probably just before we go to wide beta. Where wide beta is, anyone who wants to use the beta software with all the caveats associated with that can use it. Then it would make sense to increase the price of FSD. The value of FSD is, I think, extremely high and not well understood by most people. It is basically currently ridiculously cheap, assuming FSD materializes, which it will.
Great. And then sorry to belabor a little bit on this battery material side, but in terms of some of the suppliers and the contaminants, can you be a little bit more specific around some of the elements that you guys see in some of your supply chain that can prove troublesome on yields for the 4680s, particularly around lithium and potential contaminants in either the hydroxide or the carbonates that you guys end up seeing real issues with as you move into production?
Yeah, I don't really think we have anything to comment on. Yeah, the purity specs of lithium on this call right now. Yeah,
contaminants for the 4680 are not a factor. This is not an issue.
Okay, thank you very much. The next question comes from Tony Sacconaghi from Bernstein. Tony, go ahead, please.
Yes, thank you for taking my question. I have two as well. In response to the question around demand, I think, Zach, you said maybe a little, and Elon, you said maybe some indication that you might see some pressure on demand. And I'm wondering if that is really just speculation or whether there's any empirical data that you saw in the last month, whether it be cancellations or order lead times, that led you to make that comment. I think anecdotally, if you squint, the lead times have gotten a little lower over the last 4 months in both China and the US. That's really the only visibility investors have. So I'm wondering if you could maybe elaborate on whether that's really just your, sort of anticipating there could be some impact because of high prices, or whether there is something anecdotally or quantitatively that you could point to, please.
I think we've said this now for many years, and it is proven true. Tesla does not have a demand problem. We have a production problem, and we've pretty much almost always had it. With very rare exception, it's always been a production problem. I think that will remain the case.
Also, there's a denominator and a numerator, and
if you increase production.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. As we increase production, more demand is needed. Obviously.
Well, it's more just you can't look at the backlog and state much about demand, because we're doing a lot on the other side to change the production.
We're trying to make the backlog lower, not longer.
And building factories and building more.
We don't want a long backlog. That's annoying. It'd be like go to a restaurant and you order a burger and you have to wait 3 hours. I'm like, that's annoying. You want to get your burger right away. Same with the car. So we want the lead times to reduce.
Okay, thank you. Now, I was just trying to follow up on the fact that you both said that maybe you were seeing demand be impacted a little bit, and that was the spirit of the question. Maybe I can.
I can say we didn't have like because we see daily orders from around the world for our cars, it's actually it is like a mood barometer of people's confidence in the economy. But one can't read too much into it because things can vary a great deal from one day to the next. Consumer sentiment is all over the map. So it's manic. I was manic depressive, frankly. But we have so much excess demand that it's really just not an issue for us. It might be an issue for some other companies, but it is not an issue for us.
Okay, thank you. Elon, I'm just wondering a question for you. Tesla's obviously changed dramatically in the last 3 years from, near life or death to a company with, consistent cash flow and industry-leading margins. I'm wondering if you can comment on your personal role in the company and whether you see that changing in terms of your role, your commitment, and time spent at the company over the next 3 or 4 years. I think you said a few calls ago you wouldn't be on calls and unless there's something unusual, and you've been on every call since then. I'm wondering how
there's been a lot of unusual things. Let's face it.
So I'm just wondering about
basically, if there's only good news, I won't be on the call. but if you have like a tough situation like COVID shutdowns in China, then I think I'll be on the call. If relatively speaking, there's bad news, and if all we have is good news, then I won't be on the call. But I'm committed to the long term. I mean, I'll work at Tesla as long as I can usefully advance the cause of sustainability and autonomy.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. The next question comes from William Stein. Please go ahead and unmute yourself.
Great. Thank you very much for taking my question. Elon, in the past, you've given some assessment as to the likelihood that you can achieve success in some of the more interesting AI-oriented efforts, not only FSD, but also Dojo and Optimus. Perhaps you can give an updated view on those.
Well, I don't want to steal thunder from AI Day. So I think we'll have some exciting news on AI Day that I think will be further ahead than probably most people think. But I don't want to. I'd love to answer you, but I think we'll leave that excitement for AI Day.
Okay, and perhaps a follow-up if I can. We've heard a lot from others, and certainly to some degree from you all, about the shortages in semiconductors in particular. We have seen some, big important customers of that type of product decide to sort of, leverage the ecosystems that exist to make some of their own in those categories. I'm wondering to what degree you're doing that. It's outside of Dojo in terms of the, I guess on the inference side, you're certainly doing that in the car. But what about sort of the more mundane areas like microcontrollers and the like? Is there any internal effort to improve supply chain and maybe improve other performance aspects?
Well, there's a lot we've done. We've been working with our suppliers a lot. We don't currently intend to make chips ourselves. We don't think there will be a need to make chips, but we have been working closely with a number of suppliers. I actually just met with one of our key supplier CEOs right before this call. We had a great meeting. They're going to make major investments in some of the critical chips and components that we need in the car. And I've actually take a moment to thank our key suppliers once again for supporting us through difficult times, and they really went above and beyond to support us. So to all our suppliers out there, thanks very much.
Yeah, and I guess just maybe we don't talk about it very often, but we do have a lot of custom silicon in the vehicle already. Microcontrollers, yes, some. Battery management, yes, some. Power electronics, yes, some. So we try to go after where there's actually a technical advantage. And in the future, I think we're going to look at where there's a supplier advantage as well, even supply chain advantage.
Even now, where there's supply chain issues with our tier ones and tier twos, Karn and Roshan get into it with us on the engineering side, and we find solutions, whether it's alternative chips or changing the entire structure of the stack to make it work. And I think that's an advantage we have that many other OEs just simply cannot.
Yeah, I think Tesla is as much a software company as it is a hardware company, and so one of the ways that we've been able to address supply chain issues on the chip front is by rewriting our software to be able to use different chips, or in some cases achieve dual use of a single chip, which is even better. And actually, quite frankly, the chip shortage served as a forcing function for us to reduce the number of chips in the car.
Simplify.
Yeah, it turns out we had more chips than we needed. So, but it's a testament to our software team that we're able to roll a new chip into the car and write a whole new batch of software for that chip, and without interrupting production.
Yeah, and our goal is, as we mature and scale the platforms, to integrate more functionality into fewer chips. Like that is the way that it's gone with laptops and phones. It's going that way in cars, and we're trying to do that wherever it makes sense to do it.
Yeah,
as quickly as we can.
I mean, from a supply chain standpoint, what do you think about chips and whatnot?
Yeah, I mean, from a high level, instead of designing and building our own microcontrollers, we're partnering with key partners that understand the architectural requirements, and they'll take the specs and design something for us. We've done that, to your point, Drew, in the battery sensing space. We've got some application-specific ICs. But yeah, integrating, reducing the number of components, it makes the supply chain easier, but it also makes the reliability of the end product better. Because there's less failure points. So that's always been the mantra.
At times we also go at the wafer level and try to consume less to achieve the same functionality. So that's something also that we've been looking at in some of the constrained modules that we've faced in the last 6 months.
That's good.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate all of your questions. Unfortunately, this is all the time we have this quarter, and we will speak to you again in 3 months' time. Thank you very much and goodbye.
Bye.
Sheesh, man. What's up with this techno music, bro? I feel like I'm back in a rave right now. Y'all hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning. Stick around. We will be back bright and early tomorrow morning. And yeah, if it's your first time here, we trade about 120,000 in buying power, really, at the opening bell every weekday morning right here on YouTube. We don't charge a penny for anything. We don't sell anything. We give away everything for free. And so hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, guys. Hit the notification bell. I certainly appreciate it. And yeah, guys, we'll see you guys next time. Later, team. Have a good day. Good luck. Hope y'all stay safe. Tesla currently is at 748 or so right now. So yeah, we'll see what they do. Good luck. We'll see you guys.